Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry the MCA logo was fucking up me and him getting hyped for the show. I'm still coughing out some weed.
Damn, people, yeah, that's our tech support today. Is Ganja Guru? He's all stoned as shit.
Hey, sometimes you gotta put a little resonance system. That gets electricity just working properly.
But no, people, we are here yet again, man. I thought we were never gonna start this fucking show, but he's saying I like how Deja in the chat. He's saying we about to start like Y2K. It ain't happening so far, and oh well. Then he had to misspell his shit.
Hey, at least you tried.
Yeah, we tried, man. We really did. Oh, look at that. BBM in the other chat is saying Merry Christmas. Fucking
Merry Christmas!
Awesome. Yeah, man. Oh, Deja, MCA starting on time. Is that a joke? Hey, we did not. No, we didn't start on time. And no, it's no joke. The joke is that, actually, it kind of is a joke, though, because we're called the Midnight Chat Attack. We've never really been on at midnight, except for, like, the first 2 episodes. So, I guess it is a joke. Yes, MCA.
Man,
we're late all the time.
We used to do 4-hour shows in order to reach
6 hours at one time.
6 hours, yeah, but that's because we were having fun, believe it or not, for another 2 hours. But we've done 4-hour shows. Like, I think if you go through all of our previous episodes, 4-hour plus, because we were trying to make that goal of getting to midnight.
Yeah, man. And then I'm glad that we went back to an hour and a half, 2 hours. But now we're starting to kind of go up there. Our last show was actually like 2 hours and 50 minutes. We almost did a 3-hour thing. I'm like, Jesus, that's a long fucking show. But the thing is, it's okay because when we have you guys here in the YouTube chat talking to us, we got people over there in the Double Toaster chat talking to us. Not so much tonight. They're not having a show tonight. You guys are probably asleep. It's all good. It's all fine and dandy. But the thing is, though, is like, you guys keep us going. We have a fucking blast. We have a good time talking to each other, and usually we get you guys in the call. Which, speaking of getting into the call, if you guys want to come into this beautiful Google Hangouts on-air call, you go ahead. Oh, damn, YouTube. Baba was saying MCA confirmed to not have fun anymore. No, we do have fun, especially tonight. Tonight's going to be one of my... this might be one of my favorite episodes because we finally get to talk about something in a list format. And this is something completely new. We don't really do this often, Ganja.
Sometimes we do a list when it comes to like maybe our flexing shows and whatnot.
In a sense, too.
Oh, Gary, I'm gonna let you know right now. You're gonna hate us towards the end of this show.
Oh yeah, Gary's not gonna. Well, more so you than anything, because granted, this is the MCA list, so it's all of our opinions combined to make a top 10. But at the same time, I will explain that I did not put a certain video game up there, and this motherfucker did, and the whole thing. Oh, and Allie, how you doing, girl?
Yo.
Can you at least, be a little bit more authentic? Give me some screaming, some hollering. Come on, Allie.
Yo.
Yo. Actually, I would totally talk to her now because I'm a complete asshole, and I'd be like, "Oh wow, you're really late today, Allie." But yeah, she's gonna go off on me.
But how about you being like 3 hours late?
Listen, no.
Dijon wants to know if we're gonna be doing the L of the year this.
Well, if he's lucky, we might get an L during this show from one of us. That will be L of the year, most likely. True. We'll see what happens. I think the L of the year was me playing Cuphead, or Alan calling himself Cream Pie from that fucking Rocket League playthrough. But we'll see how that goes. But anyways, as far as getting into the call, though, you guys hit me up in a private message on either doubletoasted.com or go to facebook.com. Send me a private message in my inbox on Facebook, and I will get to you ASAP, trying to give you a link to the call. Now, if you have a messed up mic or a messed up something wrong, we can't hear you, the internet or something, I will not be bringing you on. If I don't bring you on, it's because of technological issues. If it wasn't for technological issues, I would bring everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. I would bring you on. But if there's an issue with the techniques, like you can't come in, I am sorry. I apologize. But it's on me. It's not Ganja. It's not Allie. It's me. But speaking of that, though, because the rule is you got to have your shit working so we can hear what the fuck you're saying. But there's other rules, too, man. Ganja Guru, why don't you tell them about these beautiful fucking rules right now? Even though I'm kind of like, taking a while to even pull this fucking thing up. So I got to say things.
I'm waiting on you, baby. I'm waiting on you so the audience can see what I'm talking about. Let them follow along. It's kind of like Dora Explorer. If they don't see it in front of them, they forget half the time.
Exactly. And you might forget, too.
So please do and pull up those rules too.
Oh yes, people.
For example, kids, newcomers, join the call first. We're all about those new kids, those kids that don't have friends, and those lonely motherfuckers. I mean, new kids that don't have friends. So make sure to hit us up in the PM boxes, either me, Allie, or Nick, so we bring on the show and have a great time. Rule number 2: do not talk.
Oh my God, I want to get into the call, please. Can I?
Shut the fuck up! This is not kindergarten. This is nap time. Or that shit. It's time for the MCA. So please shut the fuck up and appreciate the show, little ones. Rule number 3, please no nudity. I am not Jared from Subway. Keep it in your pants, kids. Please no nudity. Rule number 4,
Wow.
do not give anyone else the link. We have a planned show, Allie, and that includes what kind of children come onto this program. So if you ain't a chosen child, you ain't coming on. And if you give the link to anyone else, I forgot. If you give the link to anyone else, we'll kick you and they dumbasses for kicking it. Rule number 5, read the rules.
Oh my God, what is happening? This is what happens when we are really late. Everyone's screwed up.
Usually I get up and take a nap alley before the show, but I've been up for an extra 2 hours just constantly smoking. So this is maybe like an extra big ganja because when I fucked up those words, it just turned into a train wreck.
It's like falling down the stairs. He was trying to grab into the railing, like, no.
His hand keeps slipping.
You got those butterfingers, yo.
But people, man, you can have butterfingers, but don't have man. Fuck, I fucked that up. Allie, take it away. Don't be.
I just grabbed Nick's leg and I went down with it.
Just don't be a dick. Let's just move on.
Thank you, girl.
I love that. That's what people were saying too. Just move on. Jesus Christ. Oh man, but no, I like how Raheem's in the chat right now too. Dejan's up in there. Bob Blob, fucking Gary Egan, Ruthless, nice, awesome, and yes, Ruthless, I do hate your trash technology. Do not bring that shit in here, goddammit. He said that way up. I don't think you can say that or see that. But here's the thing though, people. If you see on the side, we have a couple of topics to bring up. Yes, the whole thing. But the main thing that we're going to be doing is actually the top 10 best games, top 10 worst games. Now, the thing is, it's going to be very, very opinionated. I'm just basically like warming people up to that because there's going to be a lot of shit going on where you guys are going to disagree with us. But you don't have to just disagree. Tell me what you guys think. What should be like the top 10 best and worst games when we get to it, because I want to hear what you guys think as well. And it should be fun. I would love to have that conversation with you guys. But until then, I'm going to piss you guys off later on. But let me piss off Ganja and Allie.
Why?
Because this first topic over here, man. So, I didn't hate The Last Jedi as much as they did, even though I really fucking hate that movie. And I hate Star Wars more than anybody in the world. I fucking can't stand Star Wars. But
I think we could disagree on this recent episode between me and Allie.
Oh, yes. But over here, though, The Last Jedi is officially whooping Wonder Woman, which is another movie that you both liked. It's whooping its ass in the box office, man. And it's kind of strange that this is happening. Now, I'm going to actually pull up the news article because that's kind of what we do over here. But, I mean, Ganja, when you first see that topic title right there, like, are you surprised at all or not really?
Not really, man, because when it comes to Wonder Woman, it is a recognized product and it's one of the DC staples. But it's not like, Ali, I think you could agree with me. It's not like fucking Star Wars that appeals to mostly like almost people in their 60s all the way down to 12 years old.
Exactly. I agree. And, you know, Star Wars, I mean, of course, Wonder Woman has been around longer, technically, but this is her first debut in the film, on the big screen, versus Star Wars had, what, like, 9 movies before this, or 8 movies? I don't know what.
Yeah.
I can't even count anymore. But
yeah, exactly. With the Rogue One and everything too. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone was like super excited for Force Awakens. Everyone got back on board, and then you had Rogue One, and yeah, it was kind of, people were kind of like, but so far I feel like the consensus is that a lot of people did like it, and then of course you have this one, which is Episode 8. This is like the big one, you know. So people were all over it. But Wonder Woman is still a really great milestone, just, going down in history and everything. So let's not harp on her success, even though, of course, like Star Wars, I think no one thought that Star Wars was going to not surpass Wonder Woman,
Oh, yeah, because Star Wars is such a big thing. Like, I mean, as a super franchise, and granted, this is a franchise as well, but Wonder Woman, for me, it was like, I was just surprised that this did good in general, or even made enough money, because obviously this is just building up towards the inevitable, like, Justice League movie or whatever the fuck. So it's like, I get it. But at the same time, like, what do you consider a bigger deal? Like the DC universe or cinematic universe or the Star Wars universe? Because for me, DC and the comics have been around doing their thing way longer than Star Wars have been doing their fucking movies. And I know people have a lot more good to say about Batman, Superman, and everybody, more so than they can say about Luke Skywalker and fucking Darth Vader.
I disagree in a way, because just Star Wars is literally like, I mean, I can't say that DC isn't a culture icon, because they are. Everyone knows Batman, everyone knows Superman, Wonder Woman, but Star Wars, I feel like, has been more, I wouldn't say consistently. I guess you could say, I mean, there's always something Star Wars out there. Even when George Lucas was still in charge and he didn't have technically any more movies, they were still doing TV shows, they were still doing comics, they were still putting out toys. So Star Wars was always still there. And it's something that I think is more accessible for the family, something more, I guess, that, you know, they could take children to go and enjoy. I mean, I could say, like, Justice League is Last Justice League, kind of, you could take kids to this because it was just so cheesy. But for the most part, DC movies, at least, like, you know, you have the Dark Knight trilogy, which was very dark. You have Man of Steel, which was pretty, in a way, violent and dark. And then you had Batman v Superman, which was incredibly dark.
For the worst reasons.
Yeah, for the worst reasons. But, you know, so track record-wise, DC has done a lot more adult-oriented stuff than Star Wars has in the past. Yeah. Like, yeah, so, you know, that definitely has more of an appeal to families and, you know, oh, let's get Star Wars toys. Let's go to Disney World and see the Star Wars land or whatever. They're building something. I don't know what the heck they're doing. But, yeah, like, Star Wars is just much more, I think, I can't say, I feel like it's more popular. I do. Like, Marvel, on the other hand, yeah, they're doing extremely well.
A team up because the whole, like, under the Disney umbrella, too. Like, that's a huge mecca, you know?
Exactly. It's a monopoly. But yeah, you know, Marvel's its own thing. But between Star Wars and Disney, I do feel like, I mean, Star Wars and Disney. Between Star Wars and DC, I feel like Star Wars definitely has more of an edge over DC.
Okay, so and that makes sense with you saying that and the way that you have. It makes sense for The Last Jedi to actually, you know, pass Wonder Woman. And that's the thing too. And I want to bring this up. And I mean, Ganja, I'm gonna come to you next too. But I do have one more thing to bring up to Allie as well, because in the chat, Bob's saying like, hey, you know, the Star Wars fans. I forgot what you said. Oh yeah, this fan base has made me like Star Wars less and less, unfortunately. And I was gonna ask you too, Allie. Right now, it is so popular to shit on Star Wars, and I don't know why. Because didn't you read something earlier too, where basically people are like, "Oh, they lost some money. Is this the end? Did this spell doom for the Star Wars franchise?" I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I read this Forbes article, and it was like, "Oh my god, guys, Star Wars made $800 million worldwide. Is this the end of Star Wars?" Like, what? Are you guys literally saying it's the end of a film franchise because they made almost $1 billion? Like, y'all need to quit. You know, it's just like, I think they're still doing extremely well. I'm sure that they had a little bit more high expectations, but because of such divide between, you know, the fans and the audiences, yeah, it's gonna suffer a little bit. But they made their money. They made their budget. They made more than their budget. They're still going to do well. I mean, this is just like the third week or whatever like that this has been out. So it's still having some lasting power. People are still out of school. You know, people are with their families and they all want to go see some movie. And yay, what's best to see with the family than Star Wars? Everyone can have something to have fun and be entertained with. So that will be fine. But I mean, yeah, at least for me, well, let's just say this: Star Wars has been crapped on in the past. You know, this is not
and
new.
They come back from it hardcore. You know what I mean?
People are still faithful. There's still stuff to like about it. I think it'll bounce back. If anything, probably Disney learned something, or Lucasfilm learned something from this of what, you know, to not do in the future. And they'll move past it. Hopefully, make some better movies with a better rounded story. I hope that. I really hope it. I'm getting a little worried, but you know, I definitely think that it's capable if you give it to someone who really understands what they're doing and wants to create something new and fresh. So they'll be okay.
Yeah, no, I think so too. And Ganja, like, what do you feel about this whole situation too? Especially this article, because that's the main thing I wanted to get from you too. Is like, is it doomed? Because like this is the stupidest shit for me to. I mean, come on, man. Like they're doing really good.
The thing is, for it to be doomed, it would have to go through some like serious financial problems to the point that it is like a very big box office failure to the point that they're not even making it past Wonder Woman, the first Spider-Man came out. I'm talking about like way low. Like they are expecting $1 billion like with The Force Awakens. And the problem with that is it was the first time we got a Star Wars motion picture again, and there was a lot more hype around it. That's why I forgave a lot of the Star Wars cliches that they were just adopting and they went crazy with this time around. But to say that it's dead is really arrogant to say, because unless the third movie is just a complete trial of trash and these two standalones are just garbage as well, then you might have a point. But that still doesn't come into like the action figures, the games, the fucking Disneyland fucking resort that they're building. Basically, they're trying to build Star Wars right now in the middle of Orlando, and I'm gonna let you know right now that's gonna be hype as fucking. Me and Ali are gonna save our last dime to go there.
Oh, of course,
with our families. And I don't see it's gonna be the end of the Star Wars property, but I think after a couple of failed hits in the box office, Disney's gonna do the same thing that George Lucas did and just retreat into the shadows. So it's time to bring back Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think that's the case too. And I say unfortunately because I just want this franchise to fucking die. I actually don't like Star Wars at all, but I had to defend them at a certain point because it does get to a point where, you know, it's my lack of fandom and your fandom that, you know, we'll think certain things, but at the end of the day, like, we do know numbers, and numbers do not lie.
The one thing that gets to me is I find the people that are more against Star Wars now are more annoying than the fanboys that are 100% defending this 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Because
more.
I don't know if it's because like you don't have like hardcore fans like me and Ali seeing any redeeming value. So the only ones that you see really defending this movie are either hardcore believers or people who don't really like enjoy like what the trilogies was and likes what the new stuff is becoming. And I think what you're seeing is more people are just rolling around in the hate and going as far as like making like I've seen on Facebook like some memes and like jokes like at the Star Wars fans that are trying to compare like basically insult the movie because they don't like it, but they're trying to confuse them with the Star Wars fans that are signing petitions and shit. Yeah. And honestly, I think the people that are more negative towards the Star Wars fans are just as vile and trolly as the people that are just constantly trying to defend this film.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, and that's the thing that's just so weird. It's like because it's the most popular thing that people just want to pick at it, and it's like, look, dude, I hate the shit too, but I don't pick at it because there's really nothing to pick. It's just not your thing. Like at a certain point, you have to like decide, okay, like it's not my thing. It's not that it's fucking failing. Like the fact that even like, dude, like this, people are making a big deal as well. And I don't have the article, but people are making a big deal. Like it didn't beat Jurassic World. And it's like, oh, ha ha, it didn't beat Jurassic World. I'm like, well, for one, how many Jurassic movies do we have? Like there's only been 3 a long ass time ago, and like this is the 4th one. Star Wars is it's way bigger a franchise than Jurassic World, and because of that we have a whole lot more to watch. We just got Rogue One last year and Force Awakens the year before that. Obviously Jurassic World's gonna win. We waited for fucking 20 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not a fair comparison, you know?
No, they're just trying to make the comparison of what they made last year prior to the box office, and they don't realize they just got lucky and got into a product that was really being created by fans and just hit all the niches and markets. We're doing like a huge little like clip show of all the previous films. Now, you know, we already got done with Force Awakens. We're back in the universe, and we're just seeing the same Steve repeat over and over again. Basically, fuck it at this point.
One big thing too to bring up as well, and no one's bringing this up either, but like Star Wars is
and Red Robot King. You're right. I'm sorry to interrupt, Nick, but fuck Trump as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I was random as shit. But the thing is like on top of like, you know, fuck Trump and everything too. Fuck November because, or not November, December, both months actually. Because for movies, people got shit to do. They got Thanksgiving. You got a bunch of family shit you gotta do. You got fucking Christmas going on. You got fucking lack of work, etc. Finals and fucking school and everything. You got like bust your ass to make these grades, etc. Like people got better shit to do. And Star Wars is like, you know what? That's cool. Who cares if they don't see any movie in these 2 months? We'll own that shit. You know what I mean? But put Star Wars up against Avengers Infinity War for April, May, and fucking June. Star Wars would probably lose around then. But they would still make a shit ton more money than they did in December and November. These are low months. Like,
not really, because when you think about it, people are taking a break from school. People are off on vacation from work. This is a perfect time to go see a movie because you have a lot of free time. And you with your family. Family all wants to hang out. Where do you go? You go to the movies. You hang out at different places. So no, it's actually been proven now that December and November are great months to put really big, huge blockbuster movies.
I think Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe kind of proved that much.
Mm-hmm. And Avatar as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Which one?
The James Cameron one.
No. And by the way, people don't even call The Last Airbender Avatar, that fucking movie that came out. Like, I don't think people call that Avatar at all, do they?
No.
I call it Shyamalan trash.
Yeah.
And everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Rightfully so.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's fucking so bad. I'm sorry, but that movie scarred me from even trying to give that show a chance, but I know I'll probably watch it one day because I'm getting into that shit nowadays, so we'll see.
Really great.
But yeah, once again, just before we even continue on, Props to Last Jedi for even doing that, especially all the shit that they're going up against right now, especially that fucking thing with Luke Skywalker going to Twitter and saying, hey, sorry, I said the movie sucks. The mouse is on my ass. You know, like, I hate that he did that, by the way. I never got your opinion on that, Ganja, because we all talked about it in the call before.
I'm just, like, picturing, like, Mickey Mouse just having him get, like, tied up against the wall of, like, Disney Studios.
You know, they had a gun to his head.
Recant your statement, who? I'm fucking around with my money, who? Don't make me show you what I did to EA, who?
But like, what were you saying, though, too, Allie? Because, like, I am kind of, like, yeah, like what were you saying?
They threatened to kill his family.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
That mouse is like the Godfather.
Yeah, and I was looking for the tweet. I can't find it. Maybe he deleted it or something. I was looking. But either way, though, like, yeah, Luke Skywalker basically went to Twitter and was talking shit in an interview. Not even talking shit, really. He was just basically saying, like, yeah, I had creative differences with people. I didn't really like it all that much. And I always felt like, yeah, you're getting paid to do a thing. Like, if you're doing these press junkets and things like that, like, you are doing a job. You need to do what you're going to do. And for him to say that, like, honestly, I know it's, like, honest and, yeah, great. He's such a great person, Mark Hamill.
Me and Allie just looking to approval, like, yes, we know we're not wrong. We know.
No, well, of course, but then at the same time, like, doesn't that piss you off a little bit, like, as a business person? Like, don't you feel like that's really shitty for them to...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I would like to give the business people support when it comes to this, but the problem is they're kind of just making money off the nostalgia factor of Star Wars at this point. And me and Ali saw the film for the piece of shit highlight clips it was. Like, honestly, if you like The Last Jedi, you like highlight clips. Like, you're one of the guys that, like, watch those shows that they go, all right, let's show you all the best things of season 1 and season 2 for this whole episode, and you get happy. Like, that's basically what The Last Jedi was for me. And honestly, like, yeah, I don't feel bad that he came out as an actor, as someone who knows the character from almost 2 different creative ideas, and saying, like, yeah, this is not exactly what Luke Hewitt's character would be and who I think he would act in this universe. But he even says in an interview, this is a different universe. This is not me and George Lucas. So I had to portray the character as I wanted. So I think it only gives credence to me and Ali when we're saying that a lot of these characters felt like they were changed to a degree that didn't feel right. And the actor agrees with us who's been playing it a while. But at the end of the day, it is a new Star Wars film by a new creative. I just would agree with that more if it wasn't just fucking highlight clips throughout the film.
Exactly.
Like if I would give people points when they say, "Oh, it's new, creative," and it went to a new direction and it did a lot of new stuff. I'll give you some points because it did some stuff new that I appreciated. But right after you do new stuff, here's a callback to episode 1, callback to episode 2. Hey, remember this exact sequence episode 3, except this time with the porgs, dog.
Yeah, and you know what, dude? Speaking of that too, I'm great. I'm actually really happy that you said that because moving on to the next thing too is with Alien Covenant sequel.
Thank God the witch is dead. The evil witch, the evil witch. Thank God the evil witch is dead.
Fuck y'all, man.
We were celebrating this shit like you killed like the Predator and brought us the skull back of Rich really.
Man, I was celebrating like world hunger was cured, cancer was cured, everything was right in the world.
Why you guys gotta do Ridley Scott like that, man?
Yeah, fuck Ridley Scott. He's been talking so much shit for the last year. I used to love him, dude. He was my dude when it came to sci-fi and the Aliens projects and other shit he did. But now he's one of those dudes like Steven Spielberg. He just needs to produce now. Maybe be a creative director at one point and give people hints of how the universe should go. Besides that, no more directed films. It's over for you.
Okay, I know you guys hate this because you're respecting something a lot more. Okay, I understand that. And it was doing a lot of the same shit. But sometimes doing things different does not work either because this motherfucker tried to do Prometheus and nobody liked that shit.
Man, at least it was different. I was kind of curious to see where it was going. And they were just like, nah, we're not doing that. We're going to just do a typical Alien movie in the sequel.
Okay, but like... okay, like he only had a xenomorph for like a minute in Prometheus, okay? So technically they need to do the same thing. And secondly, too, like it's not going to be great right away, too, especially when like it's still in the alien universe. So it still is about aliens to a certain extent. You got to give the dude more of a chance. Like I remember watching it with you guys. You guys pretty much knew right away you did not like this movie. And I was like I mean, you saw this with a coworker actually.
No.
Allie.
I did, and I don't go into a movie saying like, oh man, I know I'm gonna hate this, whatever. I was looking forward to it, and that was kind of cool. Like, okay, cool, we're seeing the xenomorphs, you know, again. It'll be, you know, we'll see what they have in store and see how it connects with Prometheus. I didn't go into it hoping to hate it. I wanted to like it. I love the visuals of Prometheus. I think it's a beautiful movie, and even Alien Covenant's a beautiful movie. But still, it's just, I do love Michael Fassbender, but this is some terrible, like, typical horror movie tropes, like stupid people. Like, it just didn't feel like, it didn't feel smart or anyway ambiguous like the first Prometheus was. You know, I like the. I mean, hey, you could say it was a little pretentious in some ways, but you know, at least it was doing something different. It was trying to tell an origin story, and they're trying to go in a different direction. I liked when they expand the universe, not try to make it even smaller, like what they're doing with like every freaking franchise nowadays. Like, why are people? Yeah, why are people so afraid to expand the universe and try something different? Like, people will not like it at first, but you know what? Just make a good movie, and people will be on board. You know, like, just try. But I guess they didn't want to try, and they just wanted to go back to like, oh, well, the xenomorph makes money, or people recognize that, so let's just put that in there, and that's it. Like, okay.
And this is me right now looking at Allie. I'm just like, no, just
so forgettable, man.
Whipping my movies.
The thing is, like, I really support Allie's point, because I kind of feel like I was gonna hate it to a certain degree, because with the last few movies they kind of been doing me wrong. But I was really hoping it was good, because I wanted to come back and brush it in Alan's face, because he was just shitting on it from like the first trailer. And I was really hoping it was good. And as we watched the film, and it just shit on me and Allie's hopes throughout the whole film, man. Like, the best scene was the alien trying to get some booty.
Yeah. which classic horror movie scene. I know people were complaining, Allie, for instance, too, like, you know, like, why would you want to go take a shower and then get busy like after someone dying? And I was like, yeah, I agree, Allie, but then again, like, this movie's a horror movie, and like, it's supposed to be stupid.
Man. Life. No, we've had enough of those. We've moved past that, where people should learn, especially scientists, should definitely be more freaking smart and intelligent about what they should do. Like, oh my god, all my coworkers are dead and have been killed by this alien monster. What should we do?
Maybe they're
Let's
assholes.
have sex in the shower. Like, how do you move? How do you?
All my friends are dead. Take me to bed. All my friends are dead.
Yeah, like, how can you move to? Like, I would be traumatized. I'd be like, let's try to get away and make sure everything is safe before you consider to do anything like that. Like, it's just stupid. No one in their right mind would be in that mindset of like, nah, I just want to have sex.
You got to look at this from a pretentious point of view, Allie. Like I said earlier, you got to see the comparisons on both sides. You got life, right? And then you got death, right? And they come together and they just, you know, they blend well. It's a mixture of the two. And that's basically what they're trying to symbolize in the film.
Yeah. I mean, even the aliens are like, yeah, get it on. Fuck yeah. Yeah, sexy.
I don't think the movie even knew what they wanted to symbolize.
That's
kept
true.
changing
They were trying
stuff.
to symbolize something.
But with Allie saying that. No, but with Allie saying that, that's another thing, too. Is like, in the movie, there's like this weird shit with the making out thing or whatever the fuck, too. And I was like, yeah, this shit's weird. Like, with I forgot what it was, but it was like really fucking creepy. And it happened like twice in two different types of ways. Like Michael Fassbender, like wanting to make out with himself, too. Or I think he does it. And
the fingering.
Yeah, like, dude, oh god, like it was a lot of bad shit. No, and then even that shower scene too, like the way that the tail goes between his legs and then impales him. Like, for one, there's no reason for it to go up his dick. Like, yeah, let me just get a little ball before I puncture your fucking chest. Like, you know, that's a little strange. But I do like
the alien was a very kind and respectful alien. He gave him a reach around before he killed him.
No, he did. Like, that's weird. There's no reason for a reach around. He could just run it. He was already almost done.
I never thought I'd hear Nick on this show. There was no reason for that reach around.
For that one, but reach arounds in general are actually pretty nice. Anyway.
Stupid.
Oh man, but anyway, people, I'm gonna reach around to go to this next topic because, and here's the thing. Oh, that was a great segue. You know it. That was a good segue. I enjoyed that. I had fun with it. I liked it. But here's the thing, though.
I felt like I witnessed a war crime. If I didn't speak out, I was gonna haunt my dreams tonight.
But and Allie, I mean, I don't know what games you played this year, but anytime you want to just jump in and tell us something about what our awful picks or great picks, go ahead and just come on in. But Allie, for one, like, she was more of a gamer than I was like 2 years ago. Like, you definitely go to Bad Pictures, by the way, too. Like, she did playthroughs.
Plug.
No, like, for one, she actually like does them for a long time. Like, it's actually pretty nice. Me, like, I can't do 3-hour fucking playthroughs, or even some of them, like her Uncharted things, like, what, 7 hours, Allie?
Yeah, I mean, I do like 4-hour sessions,
Yeah.
like each week. I used to. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, check that out. And like I said too, like, you know, I mean, anything you want to say to when we get into this, go ahead. But Ganja, here's the thing, man. I thought it would make the most sense to start off with best because, you know, I don't know, knowing us. We're kind of like negative a lot, and I don't want to force people to deal with our anger and sadness, etc. So it's like to be positive.
Our bitter cry for help.
Exactly. Like normally you want to end off with a nice happy smile on your face and everything, but let's go ahead and just get the the shit all over with. So when we get to the worst games, at least we can end off in anger, etc. So with that said, let's get right into it, man. What do you think number 10 is for best games of the year?
Because I got it already shown to me, I'm going to go with Call of Duty World War II.
You know, I actually forgot that I showed you. But anyways, people, here it is. Call of Duty World War II. Now, are you mad that I said that this is definitely our top 10?
Why? And who voted for this on that list?
For me, because it was high on my list.
You shameful bastard.
So basically what we did, when we do these lists, it was me, Ganja, and Alan is not going to be here today. But when we put our list together with all of our video games that we chose as our best, we all have very different opinions. Like, you're actually going to see a game, maybe two, who knows, that will appear on both lists because we all have different personalities and like different things. Me and Ganja's taste in games are so different. So,
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and then Alan, he's like a fucking curveball on us. So we're just like, what the fuck? So what I did basically is I combined and situated where, you know, the games that were the highest on all of our lists were always on top. This one was only on top for me. And the reason why it was, Ganja, is because this game, it's not the best. I'll tell you right now, it's not one of the best ever, but it was the best for me because all I do is play Call of Duty and I play it socially. Yeah, go ahead and laugh. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Ruthless discovering what she just said on the chat room right now. Why is this on the list?
You disgust me, Nick.
You just make a response. You disgust me, Nick.
Oh, and by the way, too, there's no tie time over here at the MCA. So yeah, I'm actually really glad you brought that up, Cedric. But the thing is, like, yeah, man. For me with Call of Duty, the Zombies mode. There's been a situation with Call of Duty Zombies where I loved it back in the day, man. Like, do you remember Black Ops Zombies back in the day?
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that you like this game and put on the top 5 best. No, you put on top 10 best. I'm looking at this right now. I thought it was top 5. Why the fuck, dude? Just for the zombies?
Just for the zombies, but then, okay, for one, too, that's been the case with all these Black Ops games. Like, any game that comes out with Treyarch, it's trash beyond trash, except for the zombies. And then, they've been fucking up. Black Ops 3 was the worst zombies fucking ever. Infinite Warfare was trash. Fucking, the goddamn Exo Zombies was actually okay from Sledgehammer Games. They did that for Advanced Warfare, but they never brought that situation back. And then you get this, and I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I'm going to show you really quick, too. I accidentally typed in Black Ops Zombies. My bad. But, yeah, man.
It's just a reflection on your own past self at this point. You just type it in automatically.
Oh, fuck you, man. Because here's the thing. I'm going to show you this really quick. This shit was legitimately terrifying. Like, for one, I mean, right now it's kind of fantastical. This dude probably got a whole bunch of fucking, you know, upgrades and everything.
Weapons.
Yeah, but, like, dude, this was eerie. It wasn't those silly-ass zombie Nazis who were just like, oh, get the thing, something, like, grab him, whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know what the fuck they used to say back in those days. Let me see, where's the game at? Oh, there it is. But it wasn't like that, man. Actually, I'm trying to show you. Jesus Christ. I'm not used to this, people. But, yeah, man, I loved the zombies mode. And, honestly, the gameplay itself, too, especially the new idea they have with, you know, unlocking cards. They're like trading cards, and they give you a bunch of supply drops and everything. They
do you pay $1.99 for these cards?
Nope, because you play the game and earn the shit like the game should do.
Okay, I was about to say, motherfucker, if you praising loot crates after the Battlefronts fiasco, I'm gonna choke you through the internet.
No, exactly, and I know, like, he's like, I'm really like, Gotcha actually has taste in music. That's the difference. And this isn't even a great Call of Duty. You're right, it's not a great Call of Duty. But for this year, it's better than fucking Battlefield from last year. It's certainly fucking better than Fortnite and a bunch of other shit.
I'll give you some credit with this because I was interested in World War II Call of Duty because I like World War II. I'm a historian nerd and I love the idea of this stuff, modern games taking place now in the World War II element because they could do more with destruction, they could do more with the character development, the weapon designs, all the good stuff that now that they couldn't do in the PS1, PS2 era when this thing was really hyped as well. The problem is, from what I got told, it was just Call of Duty with the different skins to the point that you can have like fucking infrared on your guns back in 1949, which makes
yeah.
no fucking sense, y'all. Like, me and Alan argued about this for like maybe 20 minutes until we looked on that it was only for special forces in the British Army. So if you're an American with that game and you have a reticle on your rifle, know that Call of Duty does not give a fuck about history. At least Battlefield 1 pretends to care.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And they even steal little things from Battlefield. Man, I'm dying over here.
Cough off that Treyarch dick. Do it.
No, but they even do a thing where they steal that shit from a Battlefield where basically you run up to somebody and you jab them with a knife at the end of your fucking gun. But, like, it's with guns that don't even do that shit. Like, I mean, there's guns that are, like, submachine guns and they have that stick at the end with the infrared and the grenade launcher underneath it. I'm like...
So now I'm just picturing some dude just running with, like, a bare rifle and just stabbing them with the tip. Oh!
Yeah! It's fucking stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm mildly being poked.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you're a historian. I am not, and I didn't know about that stuff. So that's why that is number 10, people. So I'm gonna show it really quick. Man, this shit is just running slow. Now, what do you think number 9 is, Ganja Guru?
If this is part of your decision of best at this point, it's gonna be something trash.
Well, it's all of us put together. So I'm gonna just show it really quick.
I don't know, man. I don't trust you after number 10.
Ark Survivor Evolved.
Okay. I believe in this. So wait, see, I was gonna put Ark on my list, so it probably would have been a little bit higher. But the reason I didn't add it, are you counting that it just got released this year, or like all the times that it was on early access? Because me and Nigel's been playing this shit for like 3 years already.
No, exactly. And actually, it came out on PS4 this year, because that's the main thing I wanted to discuss, actually. The thing I liked about this game so much this year is the fact that it moved on and did so much good shit. Like, for one, it finally actually came out for once. It wasn't like some early access shit. Like, now Ark is officially out. It came out in August of 2017, which is awesome. So happy about that. But the thing is like when you go on PS4, like a week or 2 weeks after it was on PS4, they did an update on both PC and PS4 that turned it into a modern, non-fucked up game to the point where the game on PS4 actually has a cheat account on it. Like, you can basically mod the entire game and all the rules on your PS4 much more easily than you can on fucking PC.
Man, that's fucked up.
Yeah, especially... Wait, it's fucked up? Why? Why are you saying it's fucked up?
Well, because usually when people buy the PC version, it's because it's going to have better specs, more graphic detail, and more gameplay additions that they can't really put on the disc or have you download through their streaming service. But now that they kind of added more to the console version they did the PC, it's almost like there's more of an incentive to get it on the console than there is to actually get it on the PC.
No, there really is, honestly, at this point. I mean, and I will say, like, people that know what they're doing, they can probably find ways to hack this shit in some other way. Hiccuping and shit and dying, fuck. But this thing, like, I mean, I love all the DLC they're putting onto this. I mean, they're doing so much shit, and it's like every couple of months now. They're doing something. I fucking hate hiccups. Scare me.
Hold on. I know how to truly scare you.
Oh my god! You actually have a very nice chest.
I know. It's the Santa. I got the same kind of belly as Santa, so make sure to deliver me some cookies, y'all. I like me some smoking cookies, man. And I like going on the 31st. Don't ask questions.
Good lord.
Allie, don't ask questions. Just admire my sexy belly like fat bastard. Just look at it.
Really quick too. I was hiccuping. Fuck, man, shitballs. I was hiccuping. No, I was laying on Ganja's couch in New York. This dude walks out, and I know I told the story before already.
You said this 1,000 times, right? But continue, hiccup boy.
But I'm just trying to find ways to talk about something else so I don't hiccup throughout this whole fucking thing. But anyways, Ganja walks out of the fucking bedroom. I'm laying down. All I see at nighttime is just the lights from the fucking city and just a neon, sexy-looking Ganja with his fucking shirt off.
I'm just reflecting off of the bright lights of New York City.
Honestly, dude, it looked beautiful. Like, it was like artistic because the whole like beautiful.
I should have stared against the mirror, the Sunday lights, and just looked down to the distance.
And wipe your belly on it.
Just rubbing my side and shit, just like, oh, I'm Playboy model.
And the thing is, you know what's funny is like this fucking dude, because he's so. I don't know if this is because you're fucking weird or because you're high. But he goes right into the, and I know the reason why, by the way, so I get that. But like, from my point of view, he walks up to the refrigerator, looks in, there's nothing in there because I looked earlier in the night. He just opens the refrigerator and stands there just looking, and then closes it and goes to sleep. like, what you think you're gonna find in there? Like, from my point of view, is like, Like, you should know you don't got shit.
What it was is I thought I forgot a certain capsules at a bar, and I thought I was going to be out of certain chemicals reactions for my brain later on, and I freaked out and ran to the fridge and looked in, and I hoped it was there. That's why I stared at it for like 5 minutes, and I also was severely drunk still.
Yeah, no, you were drunk as fuck. But yeah, God, man, I hope I get through this fucking hiccup thing.
No, you're not. It's going to be hilarious trying to see you do this hiccup for all the 10.
God, dude. Anyways, hey, you know what? What's the chat doing? I'm going to look up the chat really quick. Because I need to get rid of these fucking things. He's saying you like snickerdoodles? What the fuck are snickerdoodles?
I don't know, but that sounds delicious.
That sounds disgusting. It sounds like someone wrapped a turtle in Snickers wrap.
He's making a reference to a certain care package that I sent Ruthless on his way to Los Angeles for his dreams of Hollywood living.
Eddie's in the chat too. He's like, "What's good, people? You know what? It's good that you were out of that fucking hotel by the end there because you would have seen a naked ganja. That would have been very scary."
He would appreciate it. That's how you get close with us guys as, Midnight Chat Attack fans. You just come with us into the room, we just take our clothes off, and we all just get unity. Sometimes we get Coleman and grits on it. It's fun.
Bob, I was saying, what kind of cookies you were looking for ganja? Actually, I'm going to ask you. I mean, I know it's weed cookies. Yeah. Funny fucking asshole. Yeah. Bakery items with drugs. Get in trouble for cookies. But the thing is, how do you notice that? It's a beautiful looking fucking...
Hey, just in time for the holidays, sir. Are you done hiccuping now that you got to see this weed?
Maybe. I don't know. Let me smoke some. Fuck!
Wow.
He was just about to hit the joint, folks, and then his body literally rejected it before he hit it.
His body's like, nope. No.
All right, let me hit it.
Fuck! Damn it! God, I hit my fucking throat. No, but I was gonna ask you, like, what is your favorite type of cookie?
Macadamia nuts, sir.
Really? God damn, I'm gonna put these macadamia nuts.
I'm gonna put these macadamia nuts in your cookie. Nah, fuck you. Nah, and for a reason I liked always macadamia nuts because they were like sweet it's a weird reason. They're almost like taste like what white chocolate should taste like, but it doesn't taste like ass like white chocolate actually does taste like. What is your favorite cookie? Because I know you fucking go to bakeries all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So I'm very basic. Sugar cookies.
Basic
sugar cookies?
I like sugar cookies.
I don't think I ever had sugar cookies. Like, I'm gonna look this up.
They're delightful.
They're delightful. Damn, man.
Yes.
Like, I want to show you guys something really quick too, because I looked this shit up, and
they
actually... No, if I could get through this shit.
All cookies are diabetic.
All right. There's cookies that are diabetic, Allie, and then there's ones that are just packed in with more sugar that guarantee the loss of a toe.
Man.
And that's sugar cookies, by the way. If y'all can
as long as you don't eat that every day, like, you're fine if you have it every once in a while.
Allie, do you remember the time that I found great pizza and I devoured that shit for a week?
You should be cautious. I, on the other hand, know how to stop myself from...
I have an addictive personality.
Grave.
No, man. No, but no, those look delicious. So, come on, man. I thought we were done. But like, looking at this too is like.
Oh, I thought it was scary.
No, I'm a man. You can't tell with this voice. I just like how they have the fucking bow on it though. Like that's a waste of ribbon. Come on, like why are you gonna wrap the fucking cookies? That's ridiculous. Fuck!
Out of all that he picked out, man, fuck that bow, son. That ain't a present. That's
when you know I'm trying to extend some shit.
Rissa says he's classic chocolate chip, peanut butter, sugar cookies, and sometimes peanut butter and chocolate chip. Because sometimes you have to mix it up, folks. Cedric in the chat, Big Blobs 531 says sugar cookies are good by the right brand. That is actually agreeable. I like sugar cookies.
True.
They're soft. I don't like those hard as fucking rock.
Oh, no. They got to be nice and soft on the inside. Like, if you have the edges be a little bit more... Man, shut up! I can't say anything anymore without y'all being immature.
Allie, I was literally holding it in my laughter. You could have continued. I would have broken sooner or later.
I'm done. I'm not even going to say anymore.
Don't get mad.
No, I am mad.
Just look at the cookies.
Look at the cookie now. Look at it.
Look at the cookie now.
Does he really say that, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
That's fucking ridiculous.
You never seen Jingle All the Way?
Wait, say what?
You never seen Jingle All the Way?
No, I thought she was talking about the B-14 burning, like that movie.
Oh, yeah. He does that, too. You got the B-14 and you got Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's his name. You are okay.
Not the way I just said it, Allie.
You said it the way.
I gotta. God, I hope so. Because in my mind, I was like, you fucked up.
People, that's a weird name. Can you just give Ganja a break on that? Like,
it's a name. You're okay.
Good old Arnie and Jingle All the Way basically yells at, I forget who the comedian is, and he goes, Tom Arnold, he goes, leave my cookie alone. Leave my wife alone. Drop my cookie now. Drop it.
Put that cookie down. Oh, man. Well,
are you recovered yet? Or are we going to have to postpone the show? Or am I going to have to almost fuck up celebrities' names and get accused of racism later on?
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm getting some good shit off Happy Hiccups, apparently. But we'll just move on, man. People, I'll probably redo this shit later on in post. God damn it. And Jet Jackson, she's saying she knew Ganja was a racist. But yeah, man. All right, guys, we're moving on. Holy fuck, man. I hate hiccups. They're bad. But anyways, so Ark. That's number 9 for all of us, by the way, too. It's not just mine. Shut up.
My favorite game was
Ark. All right, gotcha. What do you think number 8 is, you son of a bitch?
I think it's you recovering from hiccup.
Right. Nier Automata.
What the fuck is this?
Now, see, this was one of Alan's favorites. He really loved this game, and that's how I made it on the list.
Why?
I didn't play it. You didn't play it. I'm gonna assume that what he liked about it, this fucking throat, is we liked about this fucking throat. No, the thing is, I think it looks pretty badass, and I wanted this game actually because the thing is about this game is that it's like a new Devil May Cry thing, and we don't got Bayonetta fucking 25.5, whatever the fuck it's called. Like, we don't got that shit yet. And I think Devil May Cry, especially that DMC remake thing, that shit went down the drain. That shit was bad. Shit.
Come on,
it was bad.
You're working through it. Come on, Nick. I got hope in you.
I'm trying, man. But no, like that shit was bad, and I do feel like we do need those type of games still around, dude, because I fucking love Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry was one of my favorite franchises, especially Devil May Cry 3, even though people complain about the game being so fucking hard.
My problem with people like getting so hyped over Nier Automata, I don't know if I pronounced it right, I don't care, it's some Japanese shit. Yeah. But the thing is, like, people get so hyped about it, like even Ruthless in the chat is saying it's a good game. Like, did y'all just skip over Bayonetta? Like, I feel like this is kind of just a remake of Bayonetta with a little bit more of a combat system from the Devil May Cry system. Whereas Bayonetta feels more like that God of War, just pick out multiple people in one big ass movement. Where this seems like you can focus on one character like Devil May Cry, or you can focus on those long sweeps. Yeah, like I mean, I'm not even entirely sure. I just know that like when he first started playing this game, it really reminded me of kind of like fucking like God, I can't remember the fucking name, but Ruby. That's what it was called, Ruby. And for me, it was like, okay, it's one of those games just like Ruby where you just go around, just beat shit up, and there's really no point to it. You just want to feel like the feeling of beating people up. It's like a beat-em-up game, basically, what Devil May Cry is. Except for Devil May Cry, like you said, and same with God of War, where the upgrade system was there. It's almost like an RPG where you just continue to build this shit up, and then they have all these crazy storylines, etc. For me, this game just didn't seem to have that. And granted, I only watched like actual gameplay and watched Alan play, so there's not really a whole lot that I can say about this. But I gotta tell you though, man, like, this is not a game that I really expected Alan to love so much, but I think the reason why that he put this as one of his top favorite games is because of the fact that really wasn't nothing else out there. I mean, he wasn't particularly a fan of Legend of Zelda, and sometimes you just want to do shit, man. Like, I mean, who cares if there's story? Who cares if there's, I don't know, all this upgrading shit, whatever the fuck. Sometimes you just want to fucking break things, and you want to beat people up. So, I mean, I get that. I mean, him playing it all the time and you seeing it on this list, does that make you want to play it at all, Ganja? Not really. I'm not interested in any of these kind of Devil May Cry games. I played I think it was the second or third one back on the PlayStation 2. And after that, I didn't care to play any more of these kind of mashup games. Even God of War, I was just mostly interested in the story. And after they jipped that after the second one, I kind of just didn't care for these type of style gameplays. I feel like they're just there for a button smashing. And a lot of times with these upgrade systems, I don't know if it has it in this one, but I remember with God of War and a few other games like this, that the upgrade system was more towards just unlocking levels rather than making you more of a badass character. And I don't like that when they make upgrades necessary to order and complete a level, because that gets rid of the thought of choice away from me too, obviously.
Yeah, and by the way, CJ, great choice there, by the way, dude. Uncharted DLC, top 20. I actually was going to add that as one of mine, but I was like, it's DLC. I guess you can't really count it as that. But
no, it's not a full game.
Yeah, but it was nice, though. I mean, like, seriously, Among Thieves, it was called? Or no, A Thief's End? Fuck, I forgot what it's called. Oh well. Well, anyways, it's fucking awesome, and I like those games too because Tomb Raider's doing a lot now as well. Like I'm loving the whole Uncharted type thing. But anyways, moving on. What do you think number 7 is going to be, sir?
I think it's gonna be Super Mario Odyssey because y'all some weeaboo Super Nintendo fans.
Boop. The Sims 4, baby.
Man, how the fuck is this on the best of list?
Because it's fucking good, man.
I know only you voted for this, so how the fuck did we not get a tie on this?
Oh, okay. Listen, shut your face, because it's still kind of low on the list. And another thing too is that the game's fucking good. I know Jeff's probably gonna be.
Come back, Allie. This motherfucker put fucking Sims 4 on number 4, the best of this year.
Okay, but see, here's the thing though. Like I'm
number
saying
7.
That
I hate you.
No, but no, that's fucked up. Hate's a strong word, okay? But the thing is, though, it's like the reason why, and I talked to Jed a little bit about this too, which she's gonna be in her. Yeah, wow, yeah, fuck you. Because here's the thing too, is like you guys don't like it when it first came out, but you have to realize that sometimes there's gonna be more fucking DLC coming out, or not even DLC, just updates, just patchwork. For me, I got the version that works. You guys are always like, oh, PC this, PC that with The Sims. I never liked The Sims on PC, man. It's too fucking confusing. All these expansions, all this fucking weird shit you gotta do, half the time it doesn't even work on your fucking computer. I've been trying to play Sims for years on my fucking computers. It's never worked until I got this $4,000 one. Like, it's fucking bullshit. That's... I'm sorry, I'm getting really mad. This is a good game, and let me tell you why, too. The one thing, too, is, like, as far as consoles go, because that's basically what I mean, because technically this game has been out not in 2017, it was out in 2016, but we're not going to talk about that because it came out on PS4 last month. But when this game comes out, though, and when it came out, I feel like it did everything that we wanted from the other games. It has the basement stuff, it has the roofing, it has a whole bunch of, like, you get to just, like, walk around this entire world. What?
Of course, the Mexicans into the roof inside machines.
Fuck you, God! No, because there's multiple floors and everything too, and like you.
They're not helping your case.
There's fences.
Continue with the review. Continue with the review.
You can build walls. We can take them down too.
I can build a great patio.
No, but I mean, I love it though, man. There's even like little things too, in a sense of like, you know,
like lawn work.
Yeah, I was about to move on to that. Yes, fuck. And then on top of that too, though, it's like when something's like messed up in your house, whatever, you have to go through all these ridiculous things of like you have to sit there and like my only option is to delete something and then go all this fucking like selling something and replacing it because something's broken or getting your mechanical still up. Like in the game, there's like hotkeys for shit with your controller, so like you have to do all that annoying shit. Every time I've wanted to be like, man, how long am I going to take to finish this painting or whatever? Or how long is this motherfucker going to take to eat something? Like, there's a little bar that tells you. They fit so much shit into the heads-up display that's incredible. Like, it has more information on your HUD than fucking Call of Duty does. Like, I love it. It's so great. It's so fast-paced. I fucking love this game. I'm still playing the fuck out of it to this day. Mwah! Just delicious. Love it. The Sims 4, bitch.
So like, all the stuff you list, you could do in The Sims 3. And... it was the
this
basic
prettier, though.
And more so, and you can actually walk around your neighborhood.
Exactly.
Prettier.
You didn't have to wait for a load screen.
It looks prettier. Look, even this picture looks prettier. Right? Look at that. See?
Pretty. No, that's a clip from the PC version. They're lying to you.
But people, what do you think? I'm scared now. Ganja's gonna be mad now. I know he's gonna not like me for the rest of this. Ganja, what do you think is the next one?
I think at this point it's gonna be something fucking shitty that everyone hated. Fucking Mass Effect Andromeda is number 6.
Oh, yep, something shitty. Oh, Dead by Daylight.
I kind of agree with you a little bit.
I can't. No, okay, well, I mean, why do you agree with me? And I'm curious why this was number 6 as well. Like, because, I mean, the points went up on this. But what do you remember about Dead by Daylight that you really enjoyed?
One thing that I really enjoyed was playing around with like 90s and us trying to kill the other people or him trying to find me when we did like one-on-one matches. But honestly, like this game is kind of much that the same sin as the Friday the 13th one, which I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about a little bit later in the future chat room. And because of that, like it was really just repeatable. Like the only thing that comes with variation is the difference in the killers. And now they released some DLCs. They have some classical movie tropes in there. But other than that, there's really nothing to keep doing besides keep killing campers and just restarting the next match. It's like the worst version of a Halo match where your goals are set, but the set goals kind of just they're entertaining for the base game, but as in the long run, it just gets tiresome unless you can have some friends that are dedicated to the server.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, that's why I don't like some of these like multiplayer games where it's like, oh, survival, whatever the fuck. Because GTA 5 did a great version of this as well. And I mean, dude, even like Call of Duty Ghosts had a Michael Myers one. But it's like, I think we're kind of done with this. Can we stop with the whole like, you know, make an actual like, do what Friday the 13th did? But we'll probably get into that later. But you know, and by the way, in the chat too, speaking of that, Eddie says Friday the 13th is way better. And Ruth was saying Dead by Daylight came out last year. Actually, for PC it came out this year, and then it's still not even out on PS4. It comes out next year on PS4. So I don't know.
Man, they're taking their sweet time for that shit to come out.
Yeah, and I mean, by the way, why do you think that is? Do you think that it's just a licensing issue?
Yeah, I think they're trying to license more villains and more characters that you can have for DLC packaging. That way, the game was more, I guess, yeah, like he's saying, playable. Like that's one of the things that a certain game that we're going to talk about later in the show suffers from heavily.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, we'll move on from this really quick. But yeah, Dead by Daylight is our number 6 on our best games of the year. That can be questionable sometimes for some people. I told y'all, I was warning y'all, but what do you think the next game is, Ganja Guru?
Sonic Forces.
Sonic Forces? Oh, God. No! Animal Crossing Pocket
Camp! Pussy!
Yes! Oh, my beautiful. I love this game. This game is constantly doing updates. Every update this game does.
Beautiful little pocket pussy, weren't you?
I was going to.
You shameful bastard.
I'm sorry. But no, here's the thing, though, with Pocket Pussy. Fuck! With Pocket Camp. With this game, dude, like, for me, it's one of those mobile games that basically, like, you don't do anything, but you do so much. It's like, I mean, and some people in the chat are not going to like this comparison, too, but it's like Minecraft. You know, it depends on what you put into it. It's a very, very super busy, super overwhelming game that gets your fucking heart pumping if you play it that way. Or it could just be a game where you just sit there and you're just like, yeah, I guess I'll press this button, I'll press that button, and it's whatever. Doesn't matter. Same with Minecraft to me. Minecraft, it could be a game where you put a couple blocks on top of each other and it's like a fucking little baby playing with little blocks when he's a kid. Or it can be some crazy-ass first-person crafting monster game that's just fucking amazing. One thing I liked about Pocket Camp as well, too, is the fact that they're constantly, every update they do means something. I mean, you get Team Fortress 2 or Fortnite or something, and there's an update that's fucking gigabytes and gigabytes, and nothing changes in the fucking game.
It's just a new hat. Yeah,
it's just a new hat. Or it's just like fixing issues that we never saw because some fucking nerd was like, oh, I don't like the way that window does it. Yeah. With Pocket Camp, the updates are very short. They do a lot of shit to give me extra. You know, I have to pay for a lot of things, too. It's a lot of free DLC. You get to earn everything that you fucking do in the game. And then the biggest part about it, too, is that when there is an update, it's a huge one. Every update has significantly changed the game, and I fucking loved every update. And it's like they're actually answering to the fans' complaints. That you don't see that a lot until 17. So,
all right, now my question is, being a fucking mobile game, what is all the loot crate box? Has it got some coins you have to purchase? What is the bullshit that they do?
You can buy leap tickets, but you earn them just as much as you buy them. The option's there, but it's so unnecessary. You really, really do not need to. And the game doesn't even really try to tell you to. I mean, it'll say, like, hey, if you want to speed this thing up, you know, spend a certain amount of leap tickets, but you get leap tickets back. Like, it'll do something where it's like, hey, this is a stretch goal to actually spend these leap tickets that would give you for free, by the way. So just be patient. Or if you want to just move on up, like, spend some money, but you don't have to, because if you wait after the week, there's even another thing too, where like basically they have these goals that refresh. So like, let's say I do 100 tasks that this game makes you do. After the week, do the 100 tasks again, you get the exact same prize. It's like, oh shit, like you guys are really trying to make it where I don't have to spend my money. Call of Duty will do the same thing, and they will be like, hey man, you already did that task. If you want more, you gotta spend actual money. This game does not do that. I'm loving Pocket Camp. I think it's like right at the very beginning and end of this whole like DLC loot crate bullshit. Like this came out the right time, because if you notice too, I don't know if you heard about this, but the Clicker Heroes 2, the studio behind them, because of the whole fucking Destiny 2 thing, shit like that, they're like, hey man, like fuck EA, fuck Destiny 2, like our game's gonna cost $15, but we're not even gonna give you the option to buy DLC, or we're not even gonna give you the option to buy loot crates. Like, I don't know, it's a new day, man. Maybe the gaming industry is going to be saved by studios wanting to do some good shit for people, and I think they just started doing it.
They got saved by Star Wars games fucking up.
But you know what? Like, let's give Star Wars some credit for that, man. Like, that's awesome. You know, and even Star Wars is going to change some things.
It's not credit for Star Wars. It's because they fucking shit the bed. Like, thank you for the fuck up. But besides that, like, they didn't really help out the situation.
That's true. I mean, I'm just trying to be as nice as I can to Star Wars. Star Wars is like the person that's being bullied a lot, so I'm just trying to be as nice as I can. But let me ask you this, though.
Man, not even the guy that works for fucking EA was nice to him. He straight said, they bullshit, man.
The bullshit. Fuck all of it. But here's the thing, though, man. What do you think number 4 is? Because now we're getting to the obvious, but...
Bullshit.
Boop. Resident Evil 7. Oh, man.
All right, so who voted for this one?
This is actually Alan. Alan,
really?
This was his number 1, actually. Best game of the year for him. I gotta tell you, I don't think so much. Now, that's why it's lower. I think it's one of the top 10 best games of the year. Oh, absolutely. I will totally give it that. It's definitely up there. But I will say... Man, we got to get over the fact that, like, oh, man, like, it's scary again. I don't want to play games to get scared, dude. Like, I mean, do you? Do you want to get scared in a video game?
Yeah, especially when it comes to a Resident Evil series, because when you remember playing the first one, before it came, like, a full-on action series with, like, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 and the Corona series and so on and so forth, like, it was actually about, like, you know, going around corridors, running into certain characters that were overpowered at the time because you didn't run into the right type of item or weapon. But the problem with this one, I feel like it was more of the gimmick of trying to do a reboot within a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I'm getting with the story, it doesn't really make all that sense. And one thing with the Resident Evils before, like after, I think it was after 4, before they stopped getting fucked about the series, and it was all supposed to be continuations to call back of the original mansion. This one seemed like it was more story-oriented, but it was more focused on its own little, like... from what I get out of it, it feels like it wanted to be a ghost story with a few of the cannibals from The Hills Have Eyes, but then they realized that it was a Resident Evil 7 game and they had to come back to it.
No, and that's the thing too. It's like I completely agree with you. Like your analysis of the entire thing, like, is spot on. But at the same time, like that analysis is what I don't like, because for me, I didn't like Resident Evil 1, the first game. Like, I played it and I was like, oh, this is fun, but like, where's my Game Shark? Okay, let me cheat, sweet, whatever the fuck. Resident Evil 2 and 3, I wanted to enjoy that journey. It was fucking creepy. It was scary, but it was fun. It was rewarding. Like, it's like, you know what I compare it to? Remember how people like to talk about Donkey Kong Country and saying, like, the first one's, like, the fucking greatest shit? Go back and play that shit. It's trash. But Diddy Kong 2, or Donkey Kong 2 is amazing. And
what, motherfucker?
The first Donkey Kong Country? That
Are
shit
you for real? The only thing that's trash about that is the water levels. I'll give you that shit. But when it comes to the overall game, it is fun as hell. And maybe the mine sequences.
No, the mine is hard to even pass, and then when you pass that shit, is that fucking when you're on the trying to get the bananas and that fucking you like
Nick, you don't get it. They made those games harder because they wanted to make sure that your rent time didn't expire too much.
No shit.
I'm not joking. That's a legit reason that some of those games are hard.
Are you serious?
Yeah, The Lion King, you know why that monkey level is so fucking difficult? That very few people got past it? It's because they wanted to expand the rent time on the game.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, dude. I did not know that. That's fucking ridiculous. That kind of pisses me off because that makes a lot more sense now, too.
Nick's like, don't go breaking my heart.
But, like, Diddy Kong's Quest was amazing, too, though. Like, I liked Donkey Kong Country 2, just like how I like Resident Evil 2 versus Resident Evil 1. You know what I mean? Right. Just like how I like a lot of games more so than the originals. With gaming, like, I know in movies people are like, oh, the original's the best, man. Fuck those sequels. But when you get sequels in video games, typically the sequels are better. I mean, do you agree with that or no?
It depends on what the project is and if they actually care about the sequel. Because sometimes the sequel can be easily a cash grab.
Okay, and I mean, I completely agree with that too. And this was not a cash grab. I would not say Resident Evil 7 was. If anything, they like de-sold shit. Like they tried to unsell what they've been selling. You know, which is kind of cool. And like I said, man, like it makes sense why this is on a top 10 list. Just I'm surprised that's so high. I really am. But I mean, apparently this game is liked a lot by Alan. And I wish he was here to talk about everything too. But yeah, like I said, and I just from this conversation alone, like I love this franchise, and I gotta say, I agree with it being part of.
I swear to God that the dude in the hoodie asked me for change this morning.
That's the thing too. No, and actually, there's something too that makes it even scarier. Is the fact that these fucking people are realistic looking people. Like this is not some weird like Lord Sadler coming out.
Like they literally got the characters to get food stamps, y'all. Like that's how real they made the game.
Yeah, man. And by the way, too, looking at the YouTube chat, Edward is saying, RE7 is my shit. That should be gnarly as fucking VR, yo. And, yeah, man, like, most people say RE2 and 4 are the best. I definitely agree with that. I think RE4 is the funnest. I do think RE3 is better than RE2 though. But hey, like I can't wait for that remake. That remake of RE2 will be the best. I'm putting it out there right now. I can guarantee you, the Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be the best fucking Resident Evil game ever made.
It better be, or it's going to get trashed on this show as the worst for next year.
Yeah, man. Ruth is saying in the old days, games padded their playtime with difficulty, higher difficulty, more quarters. Home versions seemed easier, but instead padded playtime in weird ways. Yeah, like just what Ganja said. Yeah. So, I mean, that's confusing to me. I didn't know that, and it's strange that I didn't know that, but I'm kind of glad that you told me, though, even though it makes me hate video games that much more. What do you think number 3 is, sir?
It is going to be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Boop. WE2K18!
Man, this shit was a stuffed ballad with the ring size boys, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, this shit.
They have no voting power on this show. I've done told them, and I've done told you this.
Yeah, this shit was the shit, dude. Be like no one.
Hey, is there a chance for me to play Matt Hardy's Final Deletion mod in here?
I think there is now. God.
When I can go delete.
People, this game is so fucking good. I mean,
Brother Nick Diaz, why do you like the 2K18?
No, man, the reason don't do that shit, bitch.
Brother Nick, my narrow impression is on point.
God, I hate it. I fucking
with my lawnmower, I will seize the championship of the video game consoles.
That motherfucker did have a lawnmower, didn't he? Motherfucker, man.
He had a lawnmower, and I swear to God, if you post a GIF inside the DT chat, I will love you guys forever. If you get Matt Hardy on a goddamn lawnmower, I just want to see those for piles.
Stop it. And here's the thing too, man, like Matt Hardy, I'm just gonna show you guys who he's talking about. This motherfucker is one of the weirdest. He's basically the wrestling version of Tommy Wiseau. But yeah, and by the way, I'm looking at the YouTube chat too. You know, Jason Jones actually saying that WWE2K18 is only impressive on PC with 4K settings. I actually thought that this was actually pretty cool on PS4. This looked pretty nice. The other games like 2K17, 2K15, they need to be on PC. I completely agree. And no, actually, believe it or not, it's not the same old shit. The thing that I really love about this game is that they take aspects. No, I swear to God, it's not. Finally, they're telling the truth, because the story mode is actually like Legend of Zelda. You actually walk around backstage, and
do you break crates randomly? Do you sneak into Vince's office and go through his drawers without no one looking?
The second part, you do. Yes, it's really cool. Because basically, you have access to the arena. Now, it's not a huge fucking arena. You know, you got like a whole hallway to get through.
Is it bigger than the fucking SmackDown from the PlayStation 2 at least?
Oh, no, actually, it's bigger than Here Comes the Pain, but it's not bigger than Shut Your Mouth. Shut Your Mouth.
Because, man, Here Comes the Pain, you only had 3 stores and like maybe a few places you can go in the back.
Yeah, it's bigger than that. But Here Comes the Shut Your Mouth. I mean, we'll just say, too, the Shut Your Mouth is one of the best wrestling games of all time. So that's why. But the thing is, like, you know, when you're running around and stuff, too, like, there's aspects of, like, breaking the fourth wall, like, the way you get booked. He's basically like, oh, Jason Jones saying, it is the same old shit. And actually, Jason, like, tell us why you think that. But, like, for me, I love how you add in attributes. You know how back in the day, and Ruthless is actually, man, fucking Ruthless, because on 2K16, he made a character of just max fucking settings, because once you create a character, WWE is like, oh, do whatever you want. We don't want to make a good game. We don't want to give you a reason to play it. And Ruthless destroyed my character because he had an infinite amount. Oh, look at this fucking chat. God damn it.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Delete, Ruthless. Delete. No. I am the one that is crushing Brother Nick Diaz's dreams of wrestling. Through me and the WWE, Nick will move on from wrestling to a Star Wars nerd.
That can happen. But then again, he's not happy over either. No, actually, no, and he's right too. It has loot boxes, and the loot boxes cannot be bought with money, but they do get bought with VEC. But the thing is, too, that I liked about the loot boxes as well, is when you earn these in wrestling matches, that's not a lot. It's like 200 VEC, when in the old games it was like 2,000, and they still buy the same amount of shit. The thing is, I love how everything's connected. There's a reason to play the universe mode. A universe mode basically is where you make your own match cards and you just play throughout them. You have to level up every aspect of your fucking character, and then like these loot boxes you buy with the like money you make wrestling matches. It's just so cool, man. Like I love this game. They even do the fucking Ocarina of Time shit where basically when you talk to people, there's no voice acting, so you don't have to sit there and deal with like a really awful Undertaker like I'm going to fuck you.
Is it like a data sim then that has like just animated characters with them doing stills?
No,
like,
exactly. It's like Sims.
When they're in love, they just look at you like this.
Yeah, and dude, it used to be bad too. Like the promos were bad in the old game, or in the last game that came out, because they'll have a voice actor, Renee Young, and she'll be like, "Hey."
Jason, fuck you. I forgot he's not fucking broken hearted anymore. He's woke hardy now.
Yeah. Oh God, I just realized that it's like woken. It's like woke. I'm saying woken. Fucking A. I hate this character so much, and people actually like him. People cheer, like people stand up and go, "Yay, Matt Hardy!"
I watched the Ringside Hangout when you played it like twice, where they're like, "Listen, guys, listen, that's some bullshit."
Yeah, I was like, "Why are you so happy?" Fuck!
You're watching the death of a series.
Fucking A. And then they're gonna complain later. Remember that stupid thing? Like, yeah, I remember when you were there cheering that shit. You fuck.
Hey, you know what? All right, I know this ain't the Ringside Hangout, but we're talking about a wrestling game, and I'm going to defend my man Trey. At least Trey tells you all that shit was lame when he liked it.
But then, why do you like it? I just...
Hey, at least the man says he thought it was lame from the get-go, all right?
Yeah, it's better than a Julian situation where it's like, no, man, Tommy Wiseau was fucking great, and it's like,
he
knows
he planned that, man.
Yeah, and then the movie actually admits to that, too. The Disaster Artist actually admits the shit that we've been telling Julian this whole fucking time.
Wait, hold on. It actually tells Julian, hold on, this was all just winged, bro. It was winged.
Yes. Yeah. Time was so literally runs out the fucking well, I can't spoil it.
This.
Yeah. Oh, that's badass. That is so cool. God damn it! I want to be a stoner too, Mom. Anyways, but no, we'll move on though. Tony 2K18 though. Seriously, guys, like I love this game very much. But what do you think number 2 is, sir?
Man, I hope it's one of my games at least.
All right, let's do this. Booyah, Wolfenstein.
Oh, why number 2? Fuck you.
Oh, what?
Fuck you, that should be number 1. Everyone in the chat, if you agree with me, say Wolfenstein was the best one and it should be number 1, and this fucking thing is rigged. Rigger than a Russian election.
Oh, come on. That's not nice.
This is some Donald Trump shit. Wolfenstein won the popular vote. I know that for a fact.
You know what it is, though? No, actually, and that's the funny thing, is like you and Alan did vote for this, except Alan did not vote anywhere near the way you did. And I never played it. Does
not count here, sir.
I'm sorry, but I never played it, man. But yeah, I really, I don't get it. I honestly don't. And I mean, since you're here, tell me why this, because this was your number 1, right? Like this is your absolute number 1.
This is my favorite game out of, because the thing is, when it comes to a lot of the games that come out this year, I was really going through more of a nostalgic run, or playing a lot of games that either have mods or going to cheat. Like for example, I've been on a Hearts and Iron run because they released a lot of new mods, and I've been trying to get the achievements because they're teasing a new DLC, and that's kind of how I am with games that I really love. I'm a little bit of a completionist. And Wolfenstein 2 was one of those games that I knew that was coming out this year that was a AAA title, big mainstream hit. Hell, it comes from Bethesda, who's notorious for making these games now at this point, from what they did with Doom. And honestly, man, it just blew me away because I was a fan of the first one. And the thing is, the first one kind of felt very insular. Like when you were in Germany, it felt like you were just doing a lot of the old, like, fight Nazis, overthrow the Nazis. Here's a little cut back to Europe. Here's a little cut back to what Paris is like. And it didn't give you the full scale of what the Nazis accomplished, because a lot of alternative history games, when they deal with the Nazis winning, you either take place in London, Paris, and there's maybe like a few games that take place in the United States conquered, but they don't go into great detail. They're usually at the beginning of the war. This one shows you what a military occupation would look like between Nazi Germany, to the point that they actually go out their way to make a lot of historical reference of, like, you know, their idea of, you know, how they treated minorities, how they had the idea of, like, of basic genocidal nature, because one of the characters you run in, who is a communist, but the reason he's a communist is because he was part of the civil rights movement that was going on at the time, and a lot of people don't know the history of civil rights. But a lot of things a lot of people didn't join World War II because they felt like, how am I going to go defend freedom abroad if I don't have freedom here? And it goes into that why a lot of Americans didn't feel like fighting the war, and it just touches to like the racism of the 1930s. Like, you actually get to build a character with Blazkowicz. A lot of people have called this an SJW game, but I think a lot of people are just saying that because they want to get the numbers off alternative media and people that are more right-wing leaning. But honestly, the game is really just telling a story of what it'll be like for the Nazis won, because a lot of these, like, for example, communism and a lot of these, like, alternative ideas that are taking place around this time would be popular because it would be the ultimate, you know, antagonist against, you know, the Nazis. So they do a lot of this great history dig up. They make a lot of reference to alternative. The only thing with this thing is the gameplay is very weak. It suffers from the same thing that I would say Doom suffers from. It's really trying to mimic that old school gaming, and it doesn't really mesh well with what we're used to nowadays, that we feel we need more with our content, and it's just more than a run and gun, to the point that I felt like I was doing a chore fighting a lot of these Nazis, trying to cut through the cutscenes, when honestly I just really wanted to see what the new cutscene was. What's BJ's story? How further are we going to go with him in his past? How much further are we going to go with, trying to keep the Nazis out of America? And honestly, I was more interested in the voice acting, the character building, than I was in the gameplay. And it felt to me like the gameplay was a hassle. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's a video game. So if I don't feel like playing the video game part, it fails to a certain degree. So I kind of agree with you putting number 2 because of that aspect. This is not a video game, really, to a certain degree. It's more like a, I guess, what kind of games do you get, like Heavy Rain and whatnot?
Yeah, like almost like I want to say like, oh, it's a story game. Like, no, it's not like a story game. But
it's a more advanced, interactive, first-person story game.
Exactly, and the coolest thing about this too is, like, I remember just watching this on the high score. I had such a good time. That shit, I honestly, it's still cheap right now. By the way, it's actually 40% off on PS4, and I might buy it. And anyone who's watching this right now, like, dude, if you guys want to play it, like, on the show or something like that, like, yeah, just buy that shit and tell me you bought it so we can all, like, nerd out together.
Rufus, I want to say that, but they might be some of our viewers, and I don't want to exclude them because they are viewers.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing, though. But, like, for me, with Wolfenstein 2, yeah, man, the game looks amazing. I haven't played it yet. I want to buy it. I want to play it. And the one thing I will say is, like, to watch it and watch all the action of it, it's fun to watch the action parts, too. Like, right. You might be a little like, oh, fuck, I want to play this. But, like, for me, like, the melee, some of the best melee in any first-person shooter I've seen in a long time. Like, when he breaks someone's fucking, like, ankle and kicks him right in the shin or something, that shit was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Like, it was great. So, yeah, Wolfenstein 2, I think it really does deserve that spot. And people were actually asking me, like, oh, what's number 1? I think it should be very, very obvious what number 1 is. But, Ganja, you want to guess?
Is it Cuphead? Please don't tell me it's Cuphead.
Oh, shit, man.
If it's Cuphead, I quit.
Here we go. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn in the house.
I have no opinion one way or the other about this. I heard it was a good game. I heard it was fun. Tell me, Nick, why is it number 1?
Oh, because I fucking love it, and so did Alan. This is actually the only game in any of our lists that we completely fucking agreed with. This story is beautiful. This is seriously, like, this big world. Look how big that fucking world is. The idea of riding a horse, but, like, not in a weird, like, Red Dead Redemption type of way. Still doing something, like, from the old school, like, like, almost like a Western almost, when there's not a whole lot of civilization going on, but at the same time, it's high-tech enough to where it feels like a fucking city, a tech city.
So it's almost like I'm trying to think of the game that came out for the Xbox 360 where there was, like, set around Viking time, but everything was like a futuristic pop where you had robots, you had certain kind of machinery. So it takes place that, like, what if ancient society became new with our technology levels still around today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's so fucking fun, man. Like, the thing is, like, you start off this game as a little girl, and it feels very like, oh, it's one of those fucking indie games. Like, I'm just gonna be this little tiny girl going through very lame shit. Like, isn't it cool that she can jump and get away from this?
It's gonna be like what they did with Telltale's Clementine. We thought we were gonna play a badass character, and they just made her a little kid.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, and that's what this game starts off with, in the sense, too, of even the gameplay. I felt like I was playing, a weird, like, sneaking game. And then, like, when some shit happens, I can't spoil what it is. And by the way, this is a very spoiler-heavy, like, game. You can't really talk about a whole lot without spoiling shit, so I can't say a whole lot right now. But I will say, like, I haven't even finished the full story. Like, I might get 80% of the game because I'm so lost in doing the side missions. I've never had so much fun doing side missions. This I would compare to Fallout 3 side missions, where the game is side missions and the story is, like, such a small part. Like, I don't give a fuck about Fallout 3 story. I mean, Ganja, you played Fallout 3, right?
Yeah, I played all the Fallouts, man. I love them.
Yeah, and, like, I mean, for you, do you enjoy just exploring more so than the story?
This is embarrassing. It has really nothing to do with the top 10 right now, but all right. You guys know my political affiliation. I've been honest with the show. Hell, I've made jokes about it openly. I actually love Fallout so much that I bought a book by this video game theorist guy who came up with the idea of, like, trying to figure out what the cap system works like in Fallout, and it's from a marketing perspective, and it's literally like the hammer and sickle with the Fallout background and caps.
Oh, wow.
And it is a great fucking read on the Kindle because the guy actually goes out of it like it was a real economy, and it makes sense when you deal with, like, Bitcoin and all these alternative currencies that are coming out, and it just builds it up too. But, like, what you're saying is, like, you don't like the story missions, and I get that, but like it's when it comes to the Fallout series, your side missions are supposed to build your character up. So when you finally complete that main mission, you actually feel like you became a god within that universe. Because the thing is, like Fallout really takes heavily the inspiration from the Lone Warrior, the one hero, that one lone knight, you know, the King Arthur story, that one person who's a badass who goes around righting wrongs or just committed more wrongs if you play the asshole route. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that accumulates once you do all the side missions and then you do the final story mission. So I kind of agree with you that it's more about the side missions, but I disagree that the main story missions tend to be weaker, because Fallout 3 I think had the strongest main mission story out of all of them, besides maybe Fallout New Vegas, which was also pretty decent. Fallout 4 was very weak in its main storyline.
Yeah, and by the way, I was showing Fallout 4 on accident. I meant to say Fallout 3. But, like, over here, yeah, like, Fallout 3, this game, it's like, see that world? Like, that's the thing. Like, that's why I compare the two. Because that world, I feel like, was thought about too much, almost. Like, each house had, like, an identity. You know what I mean? Like, each little...
Well, they had, for the PC version, if you got a mod, they actually updated some of the... Because apparently the game was so packed that when you selected certain mailboxes, it was supposed to actually pop up names.
Yeah.
So they were even going to name all the houses for people that play that game.
Yeah, so you can actually remember like spots. Like, I mean, that's just crazy. Like, I always get excited when I see things like with San Andreas, where it's like, you know, Eaglewood, and it's like when you look on the map, it doesn't really have a thing that's like, oh, this is like Eaglewood, or this is this street, or that's whatever the fuck. But the characters make references to it, and then when you drive on the very bottom right, it'll actually have signs that say what little spot of the town that you're in. And I love that shit. And Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't do it to that extent, but it's so expansive and so crazy. Like, there's actual little tiny tribes all over the place that they're beefing with each other. So it's like a game, but like with fucking Indians versus natives, or you know, Indians versus natives. Wow, I'm saying the wrong shit here. But like, it's just amazing. And then the animals and the creatures and the ways you gotta kill them. It's taking everything I love from Uncharted, everything I love from Watch Dogs, everything I love from GTA, everything I like from Red Dead Redemption, and putting it all in one fucking thing. And then a little bit of Legend of Zelda. This game reminds me so much of Legend of Zelda. And I think Aloy is a way better character than Link, way better character than fucking those Assassin's Creed jerk-offs. I fucking can't stand Assassin's Creed. Aloy, I want that character to do so much shit. I don't think anyone's really talked about Aloy a whole lot, but...
So is she going to replace Sarah Croft with like the strong female independent character?
I think Lara Croft is way more important than her, but at the same time, it's like we still haven't even got to see like the rest of her. We saw her climb, but we haven't seen her like triumph and her fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's still so much more to explore this character, and it's like I'm almost scared that this isn't as popular as I would like it to be, and I really do hope that, you know, there's more to come. I haven't heard anything about them making more games, but man, like next PlayStation experience, dude, like I'll be waiting right there. Like, come on, man, show it. Like, fuck Last of Us 2 or whatever the fuck. I want this shit. Like,
show me the money.
Show me the money. But here's the thing, folks, we're not over yet. Oh, this is where the salt is going to be all over the place. And hopefully it won't be as long because I don't got the hiccups anymore. God, I didn't think I was actually going to finish the show without...
Man, that was great. I never seen someone fuck up their own show from their own bodily actions.
Yeah, and shit was frustrating. But people, you see how we just ended off right there? Tell me, Ganja Guru, what is number 10 on our worst of list?
Man, I don't know, because we all hate a lot of shit recently.
Here we go.
2017's been the 8th year of hate.
Yeah, why Fortnite? Fortnite could have been so fucking good. I hate this game. Right away when you get the game, everything they said they're going to do, you can't do. Okay? The whole like, oh, build your base and fight off a bunch of fucking army guys or zombies, where the fuck. They're the most goofiest looking zombies in the world, and this game looks so cheap. When I saw the gameplay at E3, this shit looked amazing, and they had all these cool little things like, hey man, this is what you can do with your whole little fucking map or whatever. You can't do any of that shit. Like, you had to basically beat the entire game to be able to do that. And guess what, Ganja? This shit costs actual money. Money.
That forced DLC shit?
And I don't know. They changed a lot of things because I went back and that amount is not there anymore. But in the beginning, it was like, hey, do you want to get more missions? Not just credits, by the way. You have to pay to get other missions to just attempt to earn it. Like, or you can just wait. You can wait 6 hours for the other mission to come up. Here's the thing. I brought this up to somebody else and they're like, dude, it's not like that, man. It's not like that. I'm like, that's how it was in the fucking beginning. Because apparently went back. They did. I swear to God, dude, I had to delete the game. I literally had to delete it. And the reason why is because it did 4 updates in a fucking week. In a week.
All right. You know what happened, right? Is the Battlefront fiasco happened. They wanted to clean house before people got on them.
Yeah, but this happened like back in fucking September. And I was like,
damn.
Yeah, and I was like, this is way before all this shit started coming up. But I guess people were mad, or I don't know what happened, because I literally had to delete the game because I couldn't fit no more games on my fucking shit. Like, this is basically 60 gigabytes. It has so many updates, I literally can't play another game that's like 30 gigabytes because my PS4 kept filling up with Fortnite shit. Like, oh, I hate this game because I was so excited about it. It's not that the game is really all that absolutely awful, because I did see some gameplay and a new update, the Battle Royale update and stuff like that, and it is cool. It is better. But, I mean, this is a game that's barely ever on sale. Within 2 weeks, when the game wasn't even finished being completed, they released a super duper edition that cost fucking $90 or $80 or $90. And I was like, wow, like, you gotta earn that shit. Ark took 2 years before they came out with fucking Scorched Earth. You know, you don't just release shit like that. Hey, since these people are fucking stupid, they'll buy this too. And they did buy it.
Even now, they just now released the final DLC, the Alien World, after they completed the game, as they promised.
Yeah, and Ruth is saying the Fortnite Battle Royale is free. The main game costs money. There's a fucking version of the game that was like an $8 version, and it made sure to have Battle Royale on there. So I don't know what you're paying extra for. I hope that you say it's free because you saw that it was an $8 price tag and that was part of it. But I would be pissed if, you know, like, that shit did cost extra money. And, I mean, hey, maybe I'm wrong about it. I don't know. But for me, I couldn't even keep playing missions. I played the shit. I couldn't even continue because I had to pay money. I'm like, I thought I already paid this shit. And it's like, well, wait 6 hours. I'm like, I bought it now. Like, it's frustrating, and it's a silly version of what they did for Garden Warfare 2. And I love Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2. And it's like, why couldn't you all just do the same thing? Or if not that, go a more serious route. They didn't do either. Fuck Fortnite. I do not like that game. It could have been a lot better. One of my most hyped trailers ever, but oh well. What do you think number 9 is, sir?
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be something everyone loves that everyone in the chat's going to get mad at you over.
Let's see. Injustice 2.
Oh, I was right.
Yep, you're right. People, this game I had so much fun right away with.
I just let you guys know this was not on my list. I had no opinion left or right about this one.
Yeah, because we didn't play it, but I'm sure if you played it, you would have hated it. Man, this game, here's the thing. First off, I just want to tell you guys in 2 different types of reviews. First off, and this won't be a long thing either because I already talked about this the other day, but this was amazing in the beginning. This was one of my favorite games that I had because I love fighting games and I like NetherRealm Studios. Man, when they do Mortal Kombat shit, etc., it's amazing. But god damn it, man. I was so pissed when I basically beat the whole game in fucking like 3 hours. Or not, no, I won't say it that far. Like 6 hours. Still too long, or still too short. What's up?
Did you cheat like you did with Cuphead and put a trailer on it?
Nope. Not at all.
Okay.
Which makes it worse, by the way. Because, like, here's the thing that frustrates me is, like, it's not that the game, because the game could easily be longer. Basically, what they wanted to do is they wanted it to be where everyone's on an even playing field. So they did it for good reasons. That's why this is not, like, a number 2 on my worst of list, because it would have been way up there a lot worse. But the thing that frustrates me about this is because everyone's cool with it because it's a fighting game. And I remember having an argument with Trey and Alan where they're like, dude, like, what'd you expect? Like, you know, most of these games you just get to the top and you beat the ladder and then it's over. You do the story mode and it's only like an hour story. Like Mortal Kombat X is only an hour long, technically, with the story. But the thing is when you level up your characters and you're playing online, etc., there's a shit ton of levels to go up. I still haven't completed Mortal Kombat X, and I put like at least 29 hours into that game. Like, man, it's been a lot.
You know, if you don't beat the game, how are you gonna be ready for Mortal Kombat 10 to come out?
Fuck you, man. God damn it. But this game, and like I said, I'm not like 100% complete. But I'm telling you, within 6 hours, I had more than half my characters like maxed, like level 20, right. And the max is level 20. And I was thinking like, okay, that's cool, it's level 20. So what happens next? Do you prestige these characters like Call of Duty does when you get to level 90 or something? No, you're just level 20. If you play them, you get no points because you already got the max. So now you're just playing to play. And it's like, if you want to, you can buy the mother boxes, which, once again, loot crates. You can buy the mother boxes and then get a nice little yellow cap or a cape or whatever the fuck. I want my Robin to be pink. Let's buy a multi.
Well, hold on. They charged you like extra shit so you could possibly get a pink cape.
Yeah, it's possibly. It's just like the Overwatch loot boxes. You know.
Man, that's shameful as fuck.
Yeah, I can understand if it was like, hey, you're for sure going to get this line from something, or you know, whatever the fuck. No, nothing's guaranteed. If you get even the most expensive one, the platinum fucking multiverse box, whatever the fuck, the motherload, you don't get like what you know you're gonna be getting. Like
the multi-god universe, sanctum of uni, everything that is the earth and being upon this universe, global package.
Yes. And for what? Some glasses. Like, man, Harley Quinn would look great with these awesome.
I got the universe package. What you get? I got some Ray-Bans.
And the thing is like, people, I can understand, because people are going to be like, well, hey, dude, you can just earn it too. But what's frustrating about earning it is the way you earn those big, super duper boxes. You go against this computer that has health that doesn't get fucking attacked. Like, it doesn't go down at all. They have fucking armor that you can't puncture. And you can only really beat them if you use an AI person, which you have to max out, which still doesn't matter because I had a max out guy and I went against him and didn't do shit for me. It's frustrating.
Man, I'll let you know right now. Those same people that tell you to work for it are the ones that tell you if you don't got health care, it's because you are lazy.
Yeah, like people say like, get good. I'm like, it's for one saying get good, but like the game actually tells you that because it's a hard difficulty and because you're trying to get a bigger loot box,
right? They
are making it where this dude literally doesn't take damage. Like there's no way around it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's literally unfair. They mod the game against you. So, you know, like, beat that. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, Mortal Kombat games back in the old days, they're hard because the AI is so fucking awesome that it just kicks your ass and does a bunch of combos. I respect that. Get good. Find a way to beat those combos. This shit, it's as easy as playing against somebody online, and they just don't fucking have any... They don't get damaged. Like, that's bullshit, you know? So I really hate Injustice 2, honestly, because I loved it so much, and it just completely shit on me. And fuck this game. So next one, I'm never gonna ask you what it is. I'm just gonna put it up. Booyah! Batman: The Enemy Within. This is not gonna be a long one. I'm so sick of watching the high score play this fucking game. I'm so
Are you giving it the worst stuff because you saw the high score play it, or you actually gave it a shot?
No, I actually gave the first episode a shot because there's 2 episodes. I played the first episode because it was really cheap. Telltale was having some kind of deal, whatever the fuck.
Did it break through? Did it crash like usual with Telltale games?
Actually, no. That did not happen to me at all. It was fine. It's a well-made game, but it's fucking Telltale. Like, holy shit. Like, I'm sorry. That drives me up the fucking wall. Like, I don't like that. But the thing is that really pissed me off about this game too, man. That really frustrates me. It's the fact that anytime I see somebody play this, it doesn't give you enough options to really, really, really make a big difference. You're always going to get to the same spot at some point. And it's like, this is Batman, this is a Gotham universe, etc. There's so many things you can do. I really hate Bruce Wayne's character and how he's so not cool. Like, they totally lost what Bruce Wayne is. And then they kind of lost what Joker did, too. Like, the Joker is actually pretty chill in this fucking thing. Like,
he's too calm and collective for the Joker.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys know that Joker is, like, one of the coolest characters, one of the creepiest characters, and he can do all this crazy hyper shit. And then he gets in a situation like this, and he's, like, the calm one. And I'm like, you guys lost the idea. Harley Quinn's more crazy than he is. That's fucking stupid. Like... Why would Harley Quinn be the craziest? And I know they only did that shit because of Suicide Squad. I know they're only like, hey, we gotta jump on the bandwagon. I hate it. I really do. But I mean, when you watch a high score play and everything, I mean, technically you played it if you watched them play it. You know.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these Telltale games. If you kind of watch a playthrough, even though you might make your own choices throughout the gameplay, there is no real difference between you and your decisions. It's usually like, oh, I had the chance to click it, besides someone else's YouTuber doing it.
Yeah.
So honestly. Why is there an echo, Nick? Don't be a fucking Necko.
Let me see.
Shameful.
Is it better Shameful. Now? I'm sorry, is it better now?
It sounds a lot better. As I was, doing my whole little monologue spell, the thing with Telltale is it kind of just, it makes your choices really benign. It's like, hey, do you want to get to this end goal as an asshole, or you want to make this end goal as like the most cleanest, nice person as possible?
Yeah, and I mean, it drives me up the wall. I don't like that shit. But yeah, that's why that's definitely my number 8, because it's not mine, it's our number.
We're gonna give you the illusion of choice, just like our government. Oh.
And number 7. Let's see where we go. Sonic Mania. I'm so sorry for pissing people off.
For a second there, I thought you put the Sonic cartoon with the guy from Family Matters.
No, I did not. People, have you seen our fucking trailer? Or trailer? Wow, I'm saying when I'm typing in the fucking YouTube chat right now to show you a visual reference. But the thing is, if you guys have seen our gameplay, you know exactly why I hate this. It's because it's hard. I gotta tell you, dude, this game is the same old shit, and that's people would say that's a good thing. People would say, man, I love that shit. I love that it's the same old shit. It's taking us back to our past.
Y'all just hate on what I like.
Yeah, it's like, here's the thing, man. Like, I'm not trying to say that I fucking hate this game, but it suffers from the issues that the old ones have. You can't tell me that people really do love Sonic so much where they just like to see this motherfucker run left to right and then right to left all
this
day.
Is like, I think with Sonic, because I got it when I was younger, because I remember playing Sonic Adventures for the Dreamcast and then for the remaster that came out for the GameCube. And the thing was that it had a great multiplayer section, but when you played the story mode where it's just basically the Sonic story, fuck all that shit. I never liked the Sonic stories to begin with. They were all trash. They were all basically Disney knockoff stories. But when it came to the gameplay, it was really appreciated because it was so simplistic. It was just run, dodge, see how fast you can get. And sometimes if you could get to a certain speed that the game allows you to get to the fastest point it can, you can get an award for it because it's pretty difficult to keep your speed going and keeping avoiding all the puzzles, all the traps, and all the whatnot. And it makes sense that it was fun for people that like doing speed runs, that like to be challenged, like the games. The problem is with Sonic, that was good in the 80s and early 90s when people could play this in arcades. They had to bring out the rent time for the game, and they just have people with a lot more time. The problem now with these type of games is they're very simplistic. Everyone has done it. We've seen other games reimagine their own Sonic versions, where they have either the character drive a car. Motorcycles do it now where you get these speed ups that you go faster than what the motorcycle can. Like everyone has copied almost the Sonic mantle when it comes to racing games all the way down to certain platformers. So there's really no much that they can do with it. And to really play Sonic Mania is to go back and enjoy your nostalgia boner. But when it comes to look at it as a modern game being released right now, if you've got this as a game, like get rid of Sonic, call it Rodrigo the Stone Hedgehog or some shit. And change the color to a green. And I'll let you know right now, people either compare it to the old Sonic, or they will hate the game because it's too simplistic in its gameplay now.
Yeah, or they would just shun it because it's like, well, that's not our IP. That's not. Or
Sonic. It'll be like Alan's. A lot of these people does this too, as well as Alan is be like, oh, well, that's just an indie game.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm sorry, but like. Yeah. You know, hey, like, I don't hate Sonic like most people do. I mean, I just don't like his shit, and I don't like the games. But it's like, what Mario does that's different than Sonic, and I'm not trying to Mario fanboy out, and neither is Gaja either, because Gaja doesn't like Nintendo. But, like, what they do differently is that Mario games, every now and then, are different. They do different shit. Mario Odyssey is not... Oh, wait, I'm scared. Are you twitching because you disagree with me, or...
I disagree so hard, but our enemy is not Nintendo today. As sis, we must unite against one force.
Well, for me, I mean, maybe if Ganja wants to tell you why I'm wrong, go ahead. But like for me personally, I feel like Mario actually does do something different every now and then. Granted, it's the same idea of jumping on things and breaking things constantly, etc. But like Mario has not done some shit like this. Can you tell what game this is from? Like, I mean, you know it's Sonic Mania, but like for the most part, like it's. What's different?
I got rid of Sonic right now. I put my 2 fingers in front of him. I'm gonna guess Metroid.
No shit. But no, it's weird, man. It really is, and I don't get why people love Sonic so much, and then pick and choose what they want to enjoy as well. Because Sonic fucking 4 Episode 1 came out, and no one gave a shit. But this had a nice fucking thing.
Sonic 4 Episode 1. So they've turned into Star Wars films.
Oh no, guess what, too, dude? It never had
Return of the
Episode
Hedgehog?
2. No, it even had an Episode 2. Episode 1 of what? Like, we mean Episode 1.
Wait, hold on. So they did that shit like what's it called, Aragon, when that movie came out. Hey, we're gonna tease a sequel that we're not gonna get enough money for.
Exactly. It was fucking stupid. It's like, why? You're not Telltale. Like, it's like someone who's making Sonic games is like, hey man, they're all doing it too. Like, I think Episode 1 is trending on YouTube. Let's make sure to make a trailer called that. And let's call the game that too. And then they never made another one.
I wish you added Sonic Forces as an honorable mention as the same number, because from what I hear, all the people love that shit because they can mod characters into it. Other than that, the game is another pile of trash for the Sonic property.
Yeah, and I wish I could have, because I feel the same way by looking at gameplay, but I never played it. So it is what it is. I play Sonic Mania, and you guys know how much I hate this game. And it is difficult, and if you like difficult games, that's great, but they might lead us to another game on this list.
God damn, it looks like us all hanging out. Me and Nick talking shit to each other, Nick getting mad, and Alan just watching off, just being innocent.
Exactly. But what do you want to guess what this next one is, if you can?
I'm going to guess South Park.
Cuphead!
All right. Cuphead, what more can we say, Nick? I think we kind of we've been shitting on this game for almost, 6 months out at this point?
6 months, and I'm just going to tell you really quick, very, very fast. What I hate about this game is not the art. The art's amazing, but this is a top 10 games, not a top 10 art. If this was an art thing or whatever the fuck, or just in general quality, I would say, hey man, like this is one of the most fun I had for 10 minutes. That was great. That 10 minutes, I almost flew all over the place. But at the same time, it's like, you know, do you date a girlfriend or girls? I'll put it out there. Like, do you date a guy who can fuck you for 3 minutes and then he's a dick to you and leaves and butt fucks other girls and you never see him again? Like, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not that person, okay? You need to take me out, wine, and dine my ass, okay? I want to go to the fancy restaurants.
I have no idea where this allegory is going with me. So, chat, we're all
in my butt.
Chat, hold on.
No, but yeah, hold on to your butts, like Samuel Jackson would say. No, but it's just like for me, man, this game just it's so okay with just giving me the most little fucking shit it can do. It's just like, hey, I'm pretty, so fuck me. It's like, I'm sorry, but I'd rather go out with the fat game with the man titties who might work on himself later on, but will stick with me because we love each other. Cuphead, you don't love me, Cuphead. All right? God damn it, fucking bitch. So, anyways, moving on. You know, that is, and it's so hard too. Like that's another thing too. Like this game's so fucking.
Well, if it wasn't hard, you get done in 30 minutes.
Exactly. So. People, moving on. Do you want to guess?
South Park.
This is for. This is
how can it be number 4 for the best and number 5 for the worst? This is a shenanigan when it comes to the list. I am fucking discounted it. It is a fraudulent. The chat, rise up, overthrow Nick Diaz.
Why do you hate this game so much? I know we just talked about it, but like, why is it so high on your list? And did you play it? Like,
yes, I played it. I got it. I bought the new content. That's the only reason I can talk about it, because they released that stupid ass dog DLC that I got roped into playing because they had a fucking deal going on. Man, the problem with this game is, like, you love it because it is almost a console version for PC. The reason me and Allie hate this piece of shit is because it's people that love the PC, and we all got the console version. It didn't give a fuck about us. It took away a lot of features to the point that they had to add some free that they were going to charge people because so many people complained. And it's the same fucking company again. It's goddamn EA, who is known for grabbing games that have a lot of these content already built into the series and then gutted it. Just taking shit out and then charging you later for 14 to 25 bucks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I understand that. I get that. But on consoles, you didn't play it on consoles because, like, how they're saying in there,
consoles is worse.
You don't know that. You actually haven't played the console.
Preach, Allie girl, preach.
Dude,
you haven't played it yet. You gotta play it on PS4. That's
no.
God,
I'm not wasting my money on that.
Allie, you don't get it. It's like Blade Runner. You have to play it 8 times.
Ha! Pretty much.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And no, Eddie. The thing is, it wasn't even 1 hour. It wasn't even 1 hour. God damn it. Like, but anyways, well, moving on though. I will say, like, yeah, like I'm not surprised that you gave it this, but for me, I love this game, and we're just gonna have to argue. But I had to put yours up there too, even though I disagree with you. Technically, points wise, as we calculate everything up, this did land on 5 worst. So shit. But here we go with the next one. Pow! Man, this is really gonna piss people off so much. I'm scared as fuck.
May I do it?
I guess I'm scared.
Nick, you're fucking wrong! I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna grab you, Nick. I'm gonna grab you by the throat. I'm gonna get you, bitch.
I'm gonna cut your head off, bitch. I'm gonna fuck you, bitch.
Gary, we love you, man. You're one of our favorite.
This game fucking blows, bro.
This game is trash, sir.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad the Ruthless Wonder is in this call in the chat room today, because in one after hours I vehemently defend Friday the 13th. Now, Ruthless, I was wrong. They haven't changed shit in almost 6 to 8 months, and it's the same gameplay over again. They haven't added new deaths. They have new animations. They just are now adding Jason X, the one character we wanted all this fucking time. I don't know why anyone is still playing the Friday the 13th game unless you got a real good, strong friendship that every Friday and Saturday, instead of doing movie horror night, y'all play this game and pretend to, like, role play. But besides that, there is no redeemable playthrough with this game. It is literally just the same gameplay over and over again, to the point there's no missions. And after you discover you can kill Freddy, unless you have the crew that kill Freddy, the crew that kill actual Jason, you can't pull it off. It's almost fucking impossible, especially as the guys get upgraded and more. I recently tried to play this game with all the people that have upgraded to the point they have different DLC characters and shit like that are just Jason. It is more difficult now than it was before, because now you have less people that are actually trying to play the game, and you have either people trying to be assholes, trying to be retarded on that game, or you might find one person that wants to work together, but he's new at the game, and y'all just dying the whole time.
And the worst thing is, too, is that, let's just say you're good or bad, or you're not getting your ass kicked, wherever the fuck it is. It's too easy, too. If you're Jason fucking people up, if you're playing with people that are not good at the game, you just press one button and you pick them up, and it's like, okay, so I killed you. How different is this from fucking playing Scarface, The World Is Yours, and having a machete with the hockey mask on, or Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and just chopping up people? GTA is more of a fucking Friday the 13th game than this game is.
Sure, I'll raise you. Manhunt is more of a Friday the 13th game.
Oh my god, I love it. Yes, yes. Manhunt.
The Manhunt series is what this should have been. It should have been either multiple maps rather than the first Jason map that we have to wait 8 months for them to do a actual release of Jason X, which we all wanted, and just have them keep doing DLCs now for the later on. This is the problem. Like, this game took too long to do this, and it suffered. Like, at least Dead by Daylight was able to get all these new characters out left and right, that it was keeping their attention for the people that like to play Dead by Daylight. Friday the 13th is only going through on their solid gameplay, which I'll give you a solid game through, but it's repetitive as fuck when you start to play too much of it, and you get the difference of the two camps that you have. Now that they're either in one map, it might be more playable, but again, same syndrome with this. It's going to be the same gameplay, and it might add a few new, I guess, what is it called? Context kills or scene kills. But besides that, it's going to be the same Jason playthrough. I think I want to actually be a Friday the 13th game, and I think it's now they have an idea what to do instead of making a multiplayer game. I think the next game should be a manhunt kind of type of game.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. I love this. This is a comment that I was scared
about
getting.
Fuck you, Barry. Doki Doki Literature Club is a game we would never grace on our PCs.
But no, like, one thing I want to bring up really quick is Julian over here. He says, me, Eddie, and Jordan have had amazing times playing Friday the 13th.
Well, I just, how many times have I said, if you have a solid group or a fan base that does it on Fridays and Saturdays and has a great time doing it, it's a great game. But then again, it's the same thing with Dead by Daylight. You can get that excuse.
And
whereas Dead by Daylight has more content.
Yeah, and you can't just blame, like, the fun you're having with your friends. That's why I don't like Black Mirror. Literally what he just said is the reason why I hate Black Mirror, because people say, like, oh man, this show opens up discussions, and the Friday the 13th game opens up fun with your friends. How about I just want to have fun playing a game with Ganja? How about no matter what game we'd be playing, you and me, we'll just have fun. I'll play Pokemon with you, and we'll be laughing, talking shit about the Pokemon, and we'll be having a good time. Black Mirror, I don't need a show to make me have fucking deep discussion. I can be like, hey, Ganja, how do you feel? What was before God, Ganja? Like, I don't know. Let's discuss it. And we'll fucking be up all night. Exactly, because...
You ready?
But we'll talk about this shit, and we'll have a great time, because we're humans that can have conversations. We don't need a fucking show to do it for us. And it says, show says to talk. We talk then. But if I'm by myself in a fucking room and I'm playing Black Mirror, or watching Black Mirror, like, this shit needs to be a show. It's stop being a conversation. Friday the 13th needs to not be a party tool. Like, you're not playing Mario Party. You're playing Friday the fucking 13th. Like, I want to play as Jason. I want to kill people, and I want it to be fun. This game is not fun. And and by the way, I didn't buy it. I played it at my niece and nephew's house because they were so hyped, and they literally gave me the controller. Like, dude, play it. Like, our internet's good, etc. We never drop fucking games. We never lose. And then guess what? The game didn't drop at all. The issues that you were having, I never had. The game still sucks. Like,
well, that's another thing. Like, it suffered from the day one, day two, like, launch fiasco, so it turned a lot of people off that wouldn't buy the game. And then, like we keep saying, it is just the same gameplay over and over again. Even if you got a new map in the DLC, it's not going to add too much of a variation that's going to have people coming back unless you have a solid group, like Julian says, with, you know, Eddie group and all them coming to do and playing that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And Ruth is saying, God, just ready for that conversation about the what's before God, Nick. Like, we have both prepared for years for this shit. Yeah, but yeah, man, like, I was scared about this particular thing. Like, the rest of the list, I'm like, whatever, but I was scared about this one. But yeah, people, number 4 on our worst of the year.
We still love you, Gary. Bullshit!
What do you think is next? Because I maybe you have an idea.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Nope. Dead Rising 4. That picture should tell you why.
Okay.
That picture should tell you
So,
why.
did you play it?
Yes, I did. I bought it too.
You first?
Why the fuck does this game think that it could be basically fucking the first one with less shit to do and just have pretty fucking and have pretty graphics, but then be like, you know what? Saints Row kind of made fun of its own self and did a lot of stupid ass humor and did a lot of like, well, isn't it cool that I can basically make fucking bodies just float and shoot all over the place? Like, this game is basically like a DLC content version of Saints Row, except they had the Dead Rising logo on it, and they had less humor, less gore, and less shit to do. I hate this fucking, like, this game is completely bullshit, man. Like, I swear, and I was really hyped about this. This actually hurts me pretty bad. But Ganji, you go ahead, man.
See, the problem with my game with this, man, is I was a huge fan of the Dead Rising 4 series, and the thing is, I don't know if you noticed, Nick, but they have taken this turn where it was fun to do all the like comedic shit, and they dialed it up to like 10.
Yeah, man. And by the way, I was going to show something really quick because people have been challenging this all night. People, you're going to keep losing because we do our research here. But right there, yeah, March 14th, 2017 on Steam. And yeah, like, I'm just saying, y'all.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have an Xbox One, so I have to wait for the fucking PC ports, okay?
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like, people, like, just so y'all know, like, you know, we do our research here, man. Like, we don't want to fuck around.
Actually, there probably would have been more games on this list that you all played or everyone enjoyed if this year of gaming was a lot better. Because I literally typed Nick after maybe 30 minutes of 45 minutes of going through all the trailers, all the games I played and shit, and I was like, yo, man, I got like maybe 3.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say? Because my shit just turned off my earphones.
No, I was saying like I got 3 best of choices out of all the games that came out this year.
Yeah, which is, it's crazy, by the way, too. Like, it's frustrating because this whole year was complete shit as far as games go. And I'm like, I'm not saying this in a very contrarian, like, I fucking hate video games way. I'm just saying, like, yo, these games, you know what's a good example of the lack of quality? The chat's actually fighting, or earlier they're fighting for some of the games against each other.
They're fighting over the date. That's how bullshit the game is. They're not fighting over us like hating the game. Their only fight is the how, like, hey, did it come out in 2016 or 2017?
No, exactly. And then on top of that too, like, and I mean, Justin or Julian, yeah, going by first release, but some of these games, like, they come out on other systems that we never even played. You know, it's just like we had to go by like what we actually played, and at the same time too, Sims 4. And I know you guys haven't played this, and I don't want to bring up Sims 4 even again today, but it's kind of like, yeah, you have to. You have to play to understand how the difference that are made from the PC to the console. It is different, and I mean, like, you know, they're different things. Like, people have to wait for shit to come out. Technically, ARK came out in 2015, so you guys should be mad about that shit.
If we want to go by like the standard when the games first came out, there's a lot of games on this list like that we would have to push back and just like give you guys top 2 of the year.
By the way, and the reason why I'm bringing this up right now, and the reason why I brought it up essentially too, is because that's a huge reason why I'm going to shit at the end of this list. Because what makes me more mad is that the games that are even, like, to talk about a bowl, the games that we can even bring up to discuss, the ones that we even played that are worth even having a conversation about, are games that didn't even technically come out this year. That's the worst part about this year.
Not already masters.
Yeah. You know what game I was going to put on my fucking top 2? Crash Bandicoot. Because a game that came out when I was a fucking kid.
I would love for you to have done that and seen these motherfuckers lose their shit.
Yeah, because it was so fucking good. And it was better than anything this fucking year came out with. And it's like, fuck this industry. Fuck games. Like, I hate this industry because the best shit in the world is shit that's already been done. Fucking
hey, like I said in the beginning, like, there's very few on these games that came on my list because I've been so much having enjoying the nostalgia games and the games that were actually completed and did not sell me 5 different things at the same time.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I mean, I don't know, man. So talking about this though, because I mean, I'm gonna do a whole thing where I'm talking shit about the fucking whole gaming industry later. But with Dead Rising 4, shit like that too, that just tells you, like, and by the way, like, their camera thing is actually pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a pretty cool gimmick that they have. They do it way better than GTA 5 does it. But why did they do it? I mean, tell me, like, what's important about a game where
it's to get on the whole culture of the selfies, man. There's literally an achievement for the PC that actually makes a reference to selfies or duck faces. And my problem with this is, like, I love the Dead Rising series because after the 3rd one, it really wrapped itself up in a story. I don't know if you played the DLC that came out for it, but it really wrapped up a lot of these character stories, the dialogue and whatnot. And it felt really unnecessary for them to do this game. And I could tell it was unnecessary because it was literally like, hey, let's do a callback to video game. You remember this? You remember that? Oh, Littleton Mall's different now. Oh, do you remember the first game? Oh, now we have a new villain. Oh, Zombrix is still an issue now. Oh, no, we find out the zombies are now affected you. Oh, my God.
But yeah, and I mean, and like, God, I'm just... Well, Dead Rising, dude. I mean, I know, like, we talked about this about Star Wars earlier, where it's like, hey, like, they didn't make a shit ton of money, like, it's just a doom for them. But Dead Rising, dude, ever since Dead Rising off the record, it's just been down. Right. Are they doomed? You know what I mean? Like, we've been giving, like, a whole decade chances to them. I mean, how do you feel about Dead Rising, man?
Honestly, I think at this point, Dead Rising needs to go away. Like, I used to appreciate when a Dead Rising game would come out, but the thing with Dead Rising now is become a callback of the series that it all started with number 1 and 2, and it's become nonsensical, and it's all about the most crazy stuff you can do, where I felt like Dead Rising is now suffering for what happened in Resident Evil 5 and 6, where they are just doing the most craziest things possible, and expanding on the stuff that people didn't really enjoy from the first previous games. Like, I know everyone enjoyed the builder from the second one, but the third one, I know people were complaining about it because they had straight, like, clown guns and whatnot. And I get that their series had some of this goofy shit and it was appreciated, especially when I was a kid. But the thing is, they took the goofy shit that was appreciated because it was surrounded by all this dark, somewhat, like, creepy moments. Now it's just all completely chaos and mayhem. So it's basically Saints Row with zombies at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like Saints Row's already having trouble doing their own fucking thing. You're gonna, like, take aspects of what they do and apply it to your fucking tired ass shit? No, fucking bad. Yeah. But moving on, man, our number 2 worst game of the year. Might be getting some shit for this too, but
yeah, here we go.
The Surge. This is my personal number 1 worst game of the fucking year.
Explain to the NOS audience why I have a drink of water, sir.
Yeah, this fucking game is the worst fucking thing. People, what I was sold with in this game, and you know what, I completely agree with everything you're about to say to me in the chat, saying like I'm a fucking idiot and I wasn't paying attention, I should have known better, etc. But I bought this game a week before it was on sale, and it was on sale for literally about, I would say, 6% off. It was like $20 when it was supposed to be $60. So, you know, that was a pretty big sign of like, okay, this game just really came out and it's already that cheap. Wow, they must have no fucking faith in this
Don't do it.
I know, and it's like, I went into that, I bought the game, I felt like a fucking idiot, and I bought it for my nephew as well. Playing this game, dude, it is the same, not just thing to do or mission, but it's the same weapon. The whole game is melee, by the way. Looking at a game like this, you can't help but think, like, okay, well, at some point I'm going to get some kind of, like, super cool ability, maybe some fucking, like, I get to do some shape-shifting in the air, some elemental fighting or whatever the fuck, some elemental warfare, or some guns. I mean, I know every game has guns, but, like, maybe a couple of guns. No, people. You melee, you fucking melee. And this is a game that's actually easy to play and easy to beat. I got far as fuck in a very small amount of time. And a game that basically just to run from place to place and just scrap metal and beat people up for basically, there's horrible idea for fucking currency. It's basically just junk on the floor. Yes, I know, scrap metal.
Nick the whole time just robbing elderly for their scrap metals. Video games and in Arizona.
You know, it didn't help because I actually been a scrap metalist. So like when I fucking like got off work, I'm like, oh man, no more scrap metal. Let me play the Surge. Fuck scrap metal.
Like, I can't get away.
It's everywhere. Fucking air conditioners and shit broken up in pieces. Like I fucking cleaned up all the goddamn junk. The whole game takes place in a dump. I don't care how many graphics or frames you put in a game like that, but if the whole place takes place in a fucking technologically advanced junkyard, it's still going to look like a technological advanced junkyard. It's
hey, man, it's junk, but junk of the future.
Oh, so bad. And like,
sound like you busted a nut.
It's so terrible, man. It fucking, and it does shit that you would see in Dark Souls or Bloodborne, but at least in there it's done where it's like you feel accomplished when you beat something. Over here it's like, beat the boss, just punch him, punch him, and then you win, and it's like, okay, now punch another one. I'm like, I did that. I'm done.
It sounds more like a basic For Honor gameplay.
Yeah, no, yeah, but at least For Honor had cool like finishing cuts or finishing death scenes where you flip your fucking sword in the air and then like the fucking jaw comes off or something cool. Not even that. Oh, it's so basic. It's so fucking just. I really despise this fucking game because they actually released this shit. And I'm telling you, within a month, it was on that sale like I told you, 60% off. And then 2 months after that, this fucking game became like $35, $40. Buying it new with no sale because they know that this game is fucking awful. this game is no different than something like Warhammer and or not Warhammer, Warframe. And it's funny because Ruthless brought this up in the chat earlier. He was like, okay, guys, if you guys don't care about what year it came out, then Warframe should be counting. For one, I somewhat disagree with that, but that's cool. But Warframe is actually free. And it's a great game. And basically you can buy currencies, etc. Or you can earn it. It's all good. But Warframe gives you such an adventure and so much shit to do. This game takes that, makes it third person, and fucks it up completely. So... I'm just and he's saying For Honor, another game that I called that no one would be playing after 3 months, and he was right.
I love that they're like, fuck it, since you don't care about the date. We technically care about the date. Y'all just not letting us go off of this technicality. If y'all were in the jury, OJ would have went to jail.
Exactly. And here's the thing, like I agree with them to a certain extent too. And this is For Honor, by the way. I just want to bring this up when Ruth was talking about. But yeah, For Honor was a game that I honestly would have put in my top 10 worst if I played it, but I only saw the awful gameplay, etc. So my bad. But the thing is, though, as far as dates go, man, we'll get into that in a minute because I got to bring up this last one. I really do. You know what it is. If you don't know what it is, I'm surprised.
Man, do it. Do it.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Okay, I was surprised. I really thought South Park was going to get on this list.
Nope, not at all. Because South Park, at least for us fans, does what you want South Park to do. If you're a dumb shit who buys, gotcha. But if you're a dumbass and a dumb shit to buy South Park, you're going to be happy with that game, I think, in my opinion, right?
I disagree. I wasn't happy with the game at all. But we're not talking about South Park because it's not the #1 list. It's this bullshit.
No, I did not play this at all. But you and Alan both. That's the only thing. Seriously, like we disagree on everything about this list. That's why this list is so all over the place. But #1 for both you and Alan was Mass Effect Andromeda. You guys hated this fucking game with a passion. I don't know why. All
right, first of all, Alan defends the game to a certain degree. So I'm not going to give him full points for that shit because me and him had some vile arguments with each other over that fucking series and how that significantly jumped the shark to the point that even Allie, who's a Mass Effect fan as well, didn't even go and purchase this shit. Like, when you have people that are diehard fans of this series saying fuck it at this point, like, it is literally... I think this was the Last Jedi for Mass Effect fans. Because, honestly, dude, as I was playing this game, it was literally callbacks to the first and the second one, to the point that they literally copied the same exploration from the first game. But instead of keeping, like, an idea of what they were doing, like having worlds change, have the ideas having different worlds affect it, besides the desert world, you really don't get that many of different planets that actually affect the changes that you're going into. And the story mode, this is going to be a little spoilers, I don't give a fuck. Y'all should have played this trash game, or at least heard a playthrough at it. This game literally copies the same fucking storyline from the first, second one, and third one. To the point is, all right, why are we hunting these aliens down? Because we're going to have to find these artifacts of ancient aliens. Okay, that's a Prometheus story from the first one. Why, all right, who are my companions? Okay, it's going to be all these aliens from species that have the same traits as the companions from the first and the second one. Okay, that's another copy over. Number 3, what are we going to have for the big baddie to be? Oh, it's a robotic, sort of ancient civilization creature, kind of like the Prometheans, kind of like the what was it? Was it not the Flood? That is a Halo. But they're the ones that are squid looking, that come down from the sky and shit. I'm blanking on their names, but I'm pretty sure the chat will pull it up. It literally is a copy of all the greatest story moments from the first game and the second game and the third game as well. And I don't get how people really enjoyed it unless they were just so blind that they just were just so happy to have another Mass Effect game. To the point is, like, they fucked up on the motion capture. A lot of the characters looked like they had a stroke mid-conversation. I don't know why. And I know they have the one famous thing where the character's looking at like, oh, shocked and amazed.
Yeah.
But they have 10 times more of that. They have a lot of characters that are supposed to give you certain emotions in their faces that's pretty easy to do because we see them do these kind of captures in earlier games, and they fail completely. Like, this felt very rushed, and I don't know if it was fucking the publisher, EA again, or it was the studio BioWare that actually really fucked up with this game, because I feel like they focused on the combat, but that was about it. And I disagree with Alan when he says, oh, well, at least the combat was new and it was expansive and it changed the way the game played. But it changed it, but it's not always good in the sense like he always used an argument, but this is one of them for it. And it changed the gameplay, but that was all it did. It didn't give it anything better. And thank you, Julian. The main bad guys from the first one, the Reapers, and in this one is some other species that they have that's going around conquering the world.
Is that it, by the way?
That's one of the ancient creatures. That's not one of that's one of the creatures you meet that are built by the ancient civilization that you're trying to get in contact with. So it's literally retread the game. I'm not surprised it failed from the story aspect, gameplay aspect, and just the fact that it was bugged up to hell. And so I've heard that some people had like game breaking things happen to them.
Oh, Jesus Christ! This honestly, we're too far in the fucking in video game technology to be making mistakes like that, y'all. Like seriously, that's fucking ridiculous. You know, god damn though, man. I'm surprised at all the fucking hate because this game, honestly, we did a video about this and we were all pretty excited about this. I remember everybody in the call, Allie was there too. Everybody like was so happy for this, and for it to be that bad, it's like. It has to be worse than what people are even saying, too, because you're coming from this as a fan, as a person who was excited.
Look, as someone who bitched and moaned and just became a toddler over the ending of Mass Effect 3, I was one of those fans that became a little bitch over it.
Yeah.
This was really not what I expected, and I wish I had the same people come back and make Mass Effect 3 for this one. I wouldn't expect no better ending, but at least I would have had a better gameplay.
Yeah, man, and but no, I'm not surprised at all. But here's the thing, man. And I mean, we're done with the top 10 list and all that shit. We're good. We're about to end. But like, I really am sorry. What you call it? What are you saying, Nick? Can you go over your top 10 super fast?
I actually want to do an honorable mention, if I may,
because
this is something that probably a lot of people in the chat room are going to disagree with me. I honestly think for the number 1 spot, or at least number 3 spot, because I vary from it. Because the thing is, when you're a fanboy of something and it just disappoints you, and it disappoints your fanboy side and your critique side of the things, it really fucks with you. I really think South Park should have been there for number 3 or number 1, because the South Park Fractured Butthole, I thought I was going to get a lot better game. And after I realized that they changed, I think either publisher or designers, I could see why it was so different. I felt like a lot of the characters were just doing reference humor, but it wasn't like that good reference humor that was involved in the storyline and exploration. It was just like these quick things for no reason. And the thing with South Park is I felt more like it was designed to sell the mobile game that came out recently, where it's the same kind of battle style as this. And besides a few of the story missions that actually are entertaining, like you see the one where the cop and the strip club that are in the trailer, a lot of it feels like kind of empty and feels like rushed. Like I feel like they didn't put a lot of their best jokes into it. And for me as a South Park fan and seeing what they did with the Stick of Truth, I was really hoping they would come back with a banger. Like the thing is, like with the Fractured Butthole, I honestly thought it was going to be like their Mass Effect 2. I thought it was going to be a great companion piece to play for the first and the second game. But honestly, it didn't feel like that. It felt like I was just playing another game of a South Park game, and it didn't have no interest into me. We're going to break that nudity law thanks to that little peek. But I wasn't hyped for it. Like Justin said, it was a good game, but it wasn't a great game. And for me to fanboy on it, like I expected a lot better from it, especially that I think Matt and Trey Parker still had their hands into it. And I felt like they should have put more into it. I expected better.
Yeah. I mean, for me, too, in a gameplay aspect, I expected better. But at the same time, it did surprise me as far as graphical competence. I will say, dude, like, when you do something, it's smooth as fuck. Like, when, like, even those first missions, and I remember watching this, the only thing I saw this was the high-score gameplay. And I was like, oh, fuck, they're playing this. Oh, fuck, Corey going, fuck Gertz. But when I started watching, I was like, huh, okay. All right, that's actually pretty cool. I think I might check this out. I might buy this. And then, you know, I saw something. Someone's like, "Oh, dude, wait. You think it looks cool? Man, I hear this joke." And someone sent me something with some jokes and the poop fucking thing where he takes a shit in the toilet. And I was like,
"That's the thing. Like, it was either juvenile humor that wasn't really creative or funny, or they had funny moments and it was either too standout-ish or it kind of broke the storyline to a degree. Like." The thing is, like, I really expected better. Like, honestly, like, the only reason it's on my worst list is because I wanted a better game. Like, this is expectations dash. This is not because of how the gameplay is, because the thing is, the gameplay is solid. But from the overall package that I expected and from what I expected from the first game, this is not at all what it should be for the best of list. Maybe on your top 5, top 10, maybe your number 4 or 3, but definitely not your number 1. And for the worst list, as somebody who was judging it very harshly, I would put it as number 3 or number 1.
I'm actually really surprised. And the reason why I'm putting this up here, the Pixel Pix thing, is because
I like dirty jokes, Nick, but I don't like really stupid dirty jokes that I don't feel like you're trying at all.
No, yo, absolutely. And that's the thing too. Like, I want this to be a fucking review because the thing is, as we discuss this, and I'm actually really surprised that you feel this way. I'm taking advantage of this because I'm gloating. I'm like, oh god, yes, someone else doesn't like fucking.
Hey, I'll let you know right now. You'll be disappointed in this, but I thought the Colony of the West level was the most hilarious thing they did.
God damn it!
There you go.
Fuck you. No, I mean, and here's the thing too. Is like, it's weird to say because okay, like Justin, I want to bring this up really quick, and I'm gonna bring up the other Pixel Pix little thing that got over here too. Sorry about that, people. I'm new to this sometimes just a little tiny bit. But the thing is, Justin in the chat, he's basically saying like, yeah, man, I can't call it bad, with all the objectively good qualities in it. But he said something else earlier too. He said that he can't basically judge it for what it isn't. That's what he said.
Right.
And it isn't. You have to realize this too. It's a playable episode or a playable thing. It's not really a game.
That's the thing. Like he says, the way the dialogue is weaved into the gameplay. Yeah, but I don't make choices with the dialogue. I am not a actor in this. I'm not an active player in the dialogue. I am just literally going through an episode of South Park. To the point is, the 3-4 choices you get are really like the most basic choices that we would get mad at a Telltale game for making you do.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, but for me, like. As you've played it, because I know we already talked about this before too. Like Justin's like, oh yeah, I was on there. I swear, like his lunch money looks so like I just want to take it all. But
I never heard that analogy before. But go ahead.
I'm boy, and I will fucking dump his head in the toilet. I swear. But the thing is though, what would you rate this now? Because I feel like you've rated this before, at least in private. And I don't know what you gave it, but now, how do you feel about it, man? As a South Park fan, not as a video game, just as a fan, your overall South Park fandom.
2 out of 5.
That's not so bad. That's alright. I mean, it's below average, but South Park.
Well, like everyone says, you gotta add the gameplay and how smooth it runs. It is a solid gameplay and it's moved smoothly, but that's not what it's like saying, hey, a Telltale game runs smoothly. Like, no, you want the story, you want the development of character, you want to actually feel like you're taking place within this episode. And Julian's saying like, this is not that type of story that I expect a great story choice. But the problem is like, they give you choices. Like once you start giving like choices, don't give me bullshit choices that they feel like cosmetic choices that don't make sense to the video game or make me feel like I'm affecting the storyline. Because at that point, I'm just watching a fucking episode of South Park that my character eventually destroys one of the characters or hits the character.
One thing too, I gotta say is this whole difficulty setting thing. I'm sorry, I'm still not over this. Man, do not start a thing where you're gonna bring up race. A white person making a fucking game, you're gonna start doing race shit.
Hey, you say that, man, but I heard a lot of people of color love that fucking shit.
Well, because
like just regular people on the street, like, yo, man, South Park is fucking awoke with that shit.
Yeah, but they don't know what they want at a certain point. Because I'm telling you, when they do this shit again and they start calling your character the N-word and they start like making more of a joke and start poking fun at you about some serious shit, dude, I'm telling you, these fucking morons are like one game away from making a Philando Castile joke. Like they probably already did on the fucking TV show, Well,
that's the thing. You're equating like a thing that is a commentary on like black people's lives for like an actual example of what they go through. It's kind of like the thing is, from what I hear, it doesn't really affect gameplay all that much. It affects how characters interact with you dialogue wise. I don't think there's no difference in that than when they make you change different races in other video games where it's more story focused. I thought that was actually pretty neat on their part. But again, besides a few dialogue exchanges, it has no real bearing on the story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't played it, so you won. Of course, God's just like, yeah, my column, bitch, my W column. But yeah,
I lit that ass on fire, yo. I literally almost set my hair on fire. That was
a good fucking joke, though. That was worth it, son.
Got so many views in my head just went on one side.
South Park, the burnt fucking asshole. No, but people, like I said, I changed my mind about the whole talking shit about the game thing. Y'all know how I feel. It's just like I always tell Alan, like I feel like there's gonna be another video game crash, and I'm telling you, half the games on this list. Because here's the thing, I actually did play some games that weren't that did for sure come out in 2017. Matterfall being one of them. Love the game, great.
Right.
It's not good or bad enough for it to beat any of the games I brought up on here. Because for me to say, oh, it's number 10, it's like I'm just playing it as number 10 because I have no fucking games, And I didn't have to do a top 10 today. I wanted to do, it was going to be a top 5. We made it a top 10 because there's so many games to talk about. But It's a quality issue of discussing the quality of the games. It's not about like not having anything to fucking discuss. I honestly, like, that has to be an issue, people. Like, the fact that Ark is on here and fucking The Sims 4 that came out in 2014 is on here. Don't you guys feel like that's an issue, that the best games came out in past? Sonic Mania is a game that people love a lot. That game is basically a remake of all the older games. Crash Bandicoot's another one. I would have put that in my top 10. That fucking game is old. It's the same shit. It's just remastered. You can only remaster. I mean, I can't wait till the next Resident Evil 4 comes out. You know, the thing I'm excited about the next fucking video game convention show, or E3 or whatever, is Resident Evil 2. That shit's already out. Came out in 1996.
I don't think you're going to see a video game crash, but I think you're going to see maybe a low on purchase of video games, especially with people that are older and feel like they've kind of enjoyed a lot of this stuff. But honestly, when it comes to like the video games, I don't think you're going to, like I keep saying, like you're not going to see a crash, but you're going to see less people producing video games because one, is expensive and not a lot of people are buying it because it's kind of retrending. It's kind of like with movies at a certain point. Like unless you're younger or someone who doesn't really go a lot, you kind of see a lot of these same tropes, a lot of these same kind of use of story conventions, same kind of ending, kind of twist. You become jaded, you become unsensitized to a lot of stuff. So as they keep doing these repeats of these stories, keep repeating these backgrounds, they're eventually going to get to the point where a lot of people are going to stop buying video games to a certain degree, or like what you see now, where they're going to buy the indie stuff that is more alternative, they're more creative, they're more out there, and they're more focused on I guess giving you a personalized niche experience, because I think that's what I see a lot of video games going towards now. Because I see more small studios that provide niche experiences, like either like the RTSs, role-playing games, strategy games, the ones that really focus on one niche rather than trying to hit all these different markets, you know, to sell a AAA title. I see a lot of those are becoming bigger titles. So you're probably going to see more of the expansion of the indie market than you are going to see like, you know, Battlefront 3, you know, Red Dead Redemption. Like those will still be around, but they're going to be less frequently than it's going to be like the smaller video games.
Yeah, man. And,
my balls!
My balls! But no, man, like, it's just one of those situations, though, too, just thinking about this. Like here's one thing, and I didn't look at this ahead of time. I'm just going to show this up really quick. You guys tell me what you think. And maybe, zoom in a little bit. But basically, this is like a recent digital and physical sales information, too, as far as, like, formats. And I don't know if it's all just games. Oh, yeah, it is. Like, group games, market dynamics. And I will say, like, dude, like, the digital format is going up. I mean, now it's 53% versus 47%. And that's in 2013. I don't know how it is now. But for the most part, every game that I actually have currently right now is all digital. I have, like, 2 games physical now. And it's getting to a point now where, because when I say video game crash, I don't mean like it's going to crash the way it did back in the day. A crash now is not the exact same thing it will be way a long time ago. But I do think, like, when you get situations where Nintendo's actually willing to work with Sony to fucking do multi-platform multiplayer, I think that's a pretty bad sign. Like, dude, we need your business, Sony. Help us, man. There's not enough people playing on our fucking servers.
I don't think it's that. I think them just trying to get more video games. So, like, it's tricky with that. With the idea of having everyone be able to play on the same multiplayer game as long as you're have the same game and on the same console. It's good for the developer and the publisher of these games, but for the console guys, I don't see where they get the benefit, because the idea of exclusivity is really what gives the biggest income, especially with a lot of these games now that are AAA titles. Like the fact that, oh, you can only get this on the PS4, you can only get this on the Xbox. That attracts a lot of people to buy these certain consoles. Like, I'm actually going to be buying a either Xbox One or a PS4 for Kingdom Hearts when it comes out. But other than that, there's no real games that I'm really getting into. And fuck you, Julian. I know Nintendo ain't heard it right now, and I wish death upon that company and Super Mario.
But over here, I'm looking at this too, and like one thing that's frustrating as well is like, okay, like 53%. Let me ask you this, Gaja Guru. I mean, I know you do when you do PC gaming, so yeah, of course you know digital downloading, things like that. On average, how big is a video game in digital format as far as file size?
They got to be like 60, maybe 120 gigabytes at this point.
Now in America, okay, what we do, we have this issue. I don't know if you had the same issue, but I know like a lot of people that I know do, especially online as well, where our Comcast providers or internet, whatever the fuck service providers, they had the situation where you can't exceed 220 gigabytes download a month, right? Now this whole net neutrality thing being gone now, or it's going to be gone, how do you think that's going to affect gaming? Because for me, when you get like statistics like this, and this is out of date by the way, it's 4 years ago, and it's like, people are not going to be able to afford getting digital formats. And then GameStop is on its way out because GameStop's been getting its ass kicked by this digital fucking medium for so long. And I'm telling you, like, real estate people, when they see GameStop fail like it has been, they're going to realize, well, if GameStop goes away and we know that shit didn't work out and then this net neutrality thing dies, we're not going to bring them back. Fuck GameStop. Let them die out like Blockbuster. Like, these old white conservative dudes do not understand how the gaming industry works. They don't understand young people. So they're not going to have any kind of interest in any kind of financial backing of the gaming industry or GameStop, etc. And that's all we have. I remember when I was a kid, there was like fucking 10 different video game companies just building buildings all over the place. Game Crazy, Gamer Zone, Gamers, and now it's just one. Now it's just GameStop because everything else went to shit. And, you know, GameStop is like the Walmart of these companies, and they're about to die too. It's like, it's over, y'all. It's over. And the only thing you have is digital, and that's going to be gone too because you will not be able to afford it. And it's like, it's fucked up. It really is.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the problem. Like, everyone's trying to like make their own little share of the market to the point that it's going to raise the cost on a lot of consumers to the point that you're not going to be able to get a physical copy because it's cheaper for the people that publish these games, develop these games, to send it through the Xbox tube. And because of definite neutrality, if you guys in like 2018 and 19 get like these deal packages where you have to have certain video game consoles go to this certain package, which is probably going to happen, you're going to see either a lot more single-player games happen, like Justin says, which is cool, but you're going to see either that or you're going to see the games industry take a little hit because you're going to have to buy either these certain packages with these certain companies because, for example, Sony's not down with – is it Sony or is it Microsoft that's not down with the cross-platform playthrough?
Microsoft, but they're not down with Sony doing it, but Microsoft still does some type of cross-platform, actually.
All right, so these companies that are not down with cross-platform, now they have a great legit reason to go onto a carrier package where, oh, if you want to play Sony Online, you have to pay for this $3.99 a month with Showtime, HBO. But if you want to play Nintendo Online, you got to buy this package for another $40, which comes with, you know, with HBO Prime and then, you know, Showtime and all this other bullshit. Like, they're gonna separate it because it's gonna be more profitable to people that are selling you this data plans and all this other bullshit. So you're not gonna see physical medias because it's not profitable for the company because now they're gonna be able to make deals with the internet providers to get these packages done. So what you're gonna see is pretty much thumb crush online gaming to a certain degree, and you're probably gonna see a hit to gaming in general because as much as we love single player games, right now besides the initial bite of Grand Theft Auto, a lot of their money is coming from people buying the cash on the system.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's what I mean by crash. But like, obviously, gaming's never gonna go anywhere now. It's so part of our fucking what we do. Like, we want to see that shit die until like it's not doing great business for like 30 years. So if it does die, we will not be alive to see it. You know, but I'm just upset, man. Because honestly, this year I've been bitching all year. Thank you so much to Horizon Zero Dawn. You know what I mean? Like, I am so happy with that, and thank you to fucking Wolfenstein 2. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is great, and I'm looking forward to the next versions of these games to come out, etc. And you know, it is what it is. But no more talking shit about video games, people. That's it for tonight. We are out of here. Thank you for the YouTube chat. The YouTube chat has been kicking ass. I've left it on you guys all night because you guys just fucking killed it. The DG chat was asleep, but that's because you know there ain't no show tonight. It's no movie extravaganza, but that will be tomorrow night. Ganja Guru, I know we went on for a very long time, and we started up late, which, by the way, people, you know, we're still trying to figure out what's a good time to do these shows now because we, you know, I think at this point we don't want to, like, overwhelm you with the content, especially with Double Toasted. So, I don't know. Let us know what you feel about doing these late shows and everything, too. But Saturday, we'll be back to normal 7:30 CST right after the high score. And then starting next Wednesday, who knows, it might be a different time or it might be the same time. We'll make sure to let you know. But, with that said, Ganja Guru, anything you want to tell these folks, man?
Not at all right now, because the Facebook page, we're going to be signing on for a video game, the Untitled Video Game Show. It's going to be either Red 2 or another video game that we decide upon. I got to talk to Birdman about it. But besides that, make sure to check our beautiful Facebook page. I don't know if you can pull it up for everybody, where you can hit us up in the DM boxes, post your favorite gifts, memes, all that kind of bullshit so the whole crew can see it, rather than just individually on our personal Facebooks. But besides that, Nick, you ready to end this?
I am ready to end this. And by the way, here it is, people. I know it took a long time. I am sleepy, and apparently somebody sent me a message. I did not see that. Anyways, Toki Pop, love you, buddy. Oh, man, it's been a long one, people. I'm out of here, dude. Fucking Gary Eakins, I'm going to be up all night, of course, because you're playing some Friday Dirt.
I'm going to be up all night looking for your bitches.
Motherfucking shit. Fucking motherfucking thing. Ganja Guru, are you ready, sir?
3, 2, 1,
attack
the
Charlie's in the house.